If you've got a tree problem, you need Specialty Tree and Bucket Service. Spring is on the way. Beat the rush and get started today. Call 419-651-6233 or visit specialtytreeohio.com for a free estimate. When you're a local business owner, getting your business online can be a painful, expensive undertaking. But it doesn't have to be. With TMS Plus Digital Essentials, you'll get 6 essential services to launch your digital marketing, all for one low monthly price. Cut through the noise of today's digital world. No hype, just results. That's TMS Plus. Visit tmsplus.com now for your free digital snapshot and for a chance to win a free 5-page website.
Man, what should I listen to on the OH Report today? Dude, listen to the Friday Night Pigskin. You got highlights and scores from all around the area.
The OH Report podcast has more than just football.
No, listen to the Pigskin. The Pigskin.
Podcast.
Pigskin.
Podcast.
Pigskin. Why not
Podcast.
Pigskin?
Podcast.
Dude, clean your ears out, man.
Bro, there's so much space in here.
Goodness, what a catch!
Good evening and welcome to Triway High School here in Worcester. Tonight, Saturday night high school playoff football in the Division 7 regional semifinal between the number 1 seed Lucas Cubs and the number 4 seed Dalton Bulldogs. Welcome inside the Wendy's broadcast booth, everybody. Aaron Hines alongside my partner Eric Will. Tonight's game being broadcast on My 100.1 iHeartRadio and teaming up with our friends at the OH Report to bring you, again, Lucas 10-1 on the year, Dalton 10-2, and Eric, you get to the regional semifinal. I know it's easy to say everybody's good, but these are two really good football teams trying to reach a regional final, and that's what you expect this time of the year. Two really good, traditionally solid football teams meeting up here in the regional semis.
Yes, you have Lucas Independent, you have Dalton in the Wayne County Athletic League, which we know is a great football league. And both these teams are in familiar territory. Neither one of these two teams are like a fish out of water. They're both very comfortable being here, being in this moment. It's not too big. We have marquee players for both teams that are going to have to make primetime plays in situations where your best players have to be A's, Aaron, and that's what we've got tonight here at Triway High School here in Worcester.
And Jack Miller Field is the setting. A cold, chilly night, windy, as fans are filing in. Kickoff is less than 10 minutes away. Let's begin with Dalton. Again, the 4-seed champions, 6-0, Wayne County Athletic League under fifth-year head coach Brock Dial. They've won 8 in a row. Eric, the last time they lost a game, it was September the 10th. It was weeks 3 and 4. This is a really good football team running and throwing.
Yeah, like you said, 10-2. There are only 2 losses. The combined record of both of those teams are only 22-2, and one of them still playing right now as we speak. And you know, the engine of it is Ethan Stutz. You know, he's right around 71% completion. He's broaching 2,000 yards through the air, 21 touchdowns. But I would say, the engine that makes it go is going to be Jaden Slayball. He's accounted for over 1,700 all-purpose yards, Aaron, and most of that being on the ground at 1,375 and 19 touchdowns, and just an absolute beast on the ground. And then they have he has a Robin to hit him being the Batman. As Tate Geiser at 645 yards on the ground and 16 touchdowns. And I know we're going to talk about this pass game because they're about as balanced as you can get, with over 2,800 yards on the ground and then over 2,000 yards through the air. So the two primary receivers you're going to hear are Jaden Malone and Owen Beatty, and 52 catches and 43 catches respectively, and both of those two together have well over 1,300 yards, and Aaron 18 touchdown catches.
Well, as Eric tells you about Dalton and Jaden Malone, who's their top receiver, just under 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns. A week ago, he caught 3 touchdowns and had 3 interceptions on defense. He has 6 interceptions on the year. Beatty has 5. But let's go back to Schlayball. Last week, he broke the school rushing record on 14 carries. He ran for 357 and 4 scores. So you look at Dalton, they have the big play potential.
Absolutely. And when you look at that big play potential, they have to – I think they're going to have success with that early in the game to keep that confidence. And then they have to be balanced. What do we mean by that? Well, they've obviously done things well through the air, 71% completion pass percentage, and then you're looking at right around 2,000 yards. They're probably what you would say more balanced than Lucas is as far as through the air, on the ground. But make no mistake about it, Dalton wants to run the football.
And Dalton very good on defense, allowing under 11 points per game. Geiser, their leading tackler, the middle linebacker with 97. Schlayball as well, third with 59. Another linebacker is Grant Johnson. He's been really good. And their team with 14 sacks, 36 tackles for loss, and 18 takeaways. Let's talk about the Lucas Cubs and 12th-year head coach Scott Spittler, who are trying to reach the regional championship game for the 4th year in a row. Enough said about this program.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at regional championship in 2019, got all the way to Canton, and played a phenomenal Marion local team. And I'll tell you what, they have the makings to make that similar run this year. And they do it so many different ways with so many different people throughout these years. When you look at this seven-year playoff run that they've had, and this year it's no different. When you're talking about the likes of Grant Barrett and Andrew Finello and Logan Toms, and then you throw in there my guy Zane Finley. You know how much I think about him running the ball. And then here's the thing: they've got the capability to throw the ball with Andrew Smolin at 439 yards, completing close to 50%. But when you look at like Grant Barrett, he's averaging 6.5 yards a carry, Aaron, and 1,159 yards. And then you look at Andrew Finello, who's coming off an injury and is at 826 yards, averaging 7.2 yards a carry, also has 5 rushing touchdowns. But, oh, by the way, he's also the leading receiver significantly. And here's what we were talking about with the balance. Lucas is right around a little over 3,100 yards rushing, but they've only thrown for 611. But Andrew Finello has 18 catches for 326 yards of those offensive pass yards.
And you can hear the Lucas Cubs taking the field in front of us right now on a cold, chilly night here in Worcester at Triway High School. And I'll tell you what, you talked about Grant Barrett. Lucas as a team, and this is what makes them difficult, as they defeated Malvern a week ago 37-0. They never threw it once.
Right.
They never punted once. As a team, they averaged 6.4 yards per carry. Eric, how do you stop a team in 2 plays, first down? They take the clock and control the game.
Right, and Travis had it up here. When you looked at the keys to victory for Lucas, if you're Lucas, you've got to be able to win up front, and Dalton has to then in turn stop that. So they've got to make Lucas one-dimensional, and then Lucas has to keep everything in front of them. So meaning they've done a great job in that secondary this year. I think that's been the biggest development that we've seen from last year to this year, is that secondary that Lucas has.
All right, we are moments away from the opening kickoff here tonight. We will pause now for the playing of our national anthem. Lucas Marching Band with the national anthem on the field, and we are just moments away from kickoff tonight, about 2 minutes away. Lucas and Dalton, the spot in the regional title game next week. I mentioned Lucas a week ago. Didn't throw it, didn't punt it. 5 different guys scored a week ago, and they controlled the clock, Eric. They just moved the ball up and down the field. And I know for them, running the football, getting 5 or 6 yards per play, and just keeping that Dalton offense off the field could be a huge key in this game.
Right, but both teams can score points. Both teams play really good on the defensive end as well. And once again, that's what I love about Division 7, just small school football. Is a lot of the same kids you hear about on the offensive side, you're going to hear about on the defensive side. And Grant Barrett with 100 tackles and a sack, and then you turn around, you look at Hunter Rice with 56 tackles, has 4 sacks. Andrew Finella, like I said, coming on late. I think that's been the big difference, Aaron, is healthy. Andrew Finella being healthy just gives them a dimension that they don't have, obviously, when he's not there, but it's a big play potential on the offense, but it's also his consistency in helping the pass game as well as solidifying that edge to keep people inside on the run game. So this is a talent-equated game, Aaron. So when we talk about talent-equated, what does that mean? That means both teams have players that can flat play football. They're well coached, so it's going to be those little things. It's what we talk about, those 3 to 5 plays that could be the difference of separating these 2 great programs.
Dalton won the toss, and they have elected to defer. So Lucas will get the football first. Lucas, black jerseys, they are the home team. The, of course, orange numerals. Love that metallic orange helmet. Head coach Scott Spittler, November the 13th in shorts.
That's what he does, man.
Love it, man.
And listen, man, it's not warm. I just want everybody to know it's not warm. This is a hot chocolate game. That's what this should be called, the Hot Chocolate Bowl. That's what this is. So Lucas starting off with the ball, man.
Lucas will start with the football first. It'll be Brady Hignite to kick it off for Dalton. Lucas will receive. Wind blowing around 15 miles per hour has died down a little. And we are ready to go here from Triway. And an onside kick, and they got it. Triway with the onside kick, and that ball is grabbed by Triway.
Wow.
Incredible.
Now, we got some flags down here. I'm not sure, but I'll tell you what, man, that thing was executed perfectly.
Was somebody offsides? I don't know.
I don't know.
Multiple flags, probably for the same penalty.
See what happened.
And
the first flag did come from that Lucas sideline, so I wonder if Coach Spittler got in the ear early of that side judge there. So we're going to see what happens here. Off the hoof here, just looking at it, it looked like a nice play by Triway. See, I'm going to say that. We're at Worcester Triway High School here, so I'm going to be saying that. But it was a nice executed play there by Dalton because he got that thing really off the ground. Now, here's the thing, Aaron. It's a penalty if you spike that thing right off the ground to kick it, to get the air.
Okay, that may have happened.
That might be what it is.
Happened.
Yeah.
We're going to get our decision here.
So here we go.
And it
That's what it is.
It will be on Dalton.
Wow, that's a nice, I don't want to say a break for Lucas, but it is early in the game because they executed that thing perfectly. Yeah, Aaron, what they did is for player safety because when that ball shoots in the air like that, which is a great weapon, so Dalton's going to re-kick here, and they're going to push them back 15 yards here. So, man, they'll
kick off from the 25 instead of the 40, so the Cubs, look where the Cubs are going to move up to. They're going to have the return men across the 30 out near the 35.
So when you do that, what you have to do is you've almost got to kick the meat of the football to get the bounce needs to come on the second bounce. Does that make sense, Aaron? It can't come right off the tee.
Logan Toms and Braden Jackson are back deep. Hignite will now kick off from the 25-yard line in the wind, whipping across the field. So Lucas would be poised to have much better field position and here at Triway High School, now the opening kickoff. They'll squib it down the field, and the Cubs able to pick it up at the 33-yard line, break a tackle near the 40, and then tackled right there is the Lucas return man. And that is where the Cubs will take over 1st and 10, and that was Jackson, Braden Jackson on the return for the Lucas Cubs. So we'll see that offense, who 5 different guys scored a week ago. And I think what makes this offense so good is It's the offensive line, the way they block, no matter who they put back there seems to be able to find a seam.
Absolutely, and then the backs do a good job of running hard, vision, and then they protect the ball there, and they don't put the ball on the carpet a whole lot. And if you're an offensive lineman playing in this offense and you're road grading, you can't be putting the ball on the carpet.
All right, 11 seconds into the ball game. Lucas 1st and 10. Just shy of the 40-yard line. They'll pitch it left side, a few yards to run for the Lucas Cubs. Across the 40, it's Barrett out near the 43 is where he will go down. Multiple guys in on the stop. Siders, Grayson Siders, the outside linebacker. He's just a sophomore in on the stop there for Dalton. Cubs, 11:27 to play here. Opening quarter. 2nd down 7. The ball is at their own 43-yard line. They pack it inside at the line of scrimmage. Finello moves.
Oh, there it is.
And the defense just jumped on the line.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, it'll do that to you, man. You go that hard count, and that right there, that's like a free 5 yards right there. That I'm telling you, it's hard. And the funny thing is, that's your nose guard. That's essentially right over top of the ball, and that's what you're saying, man. Listen, focus. Get your eyes on the football. You got to see. You got to react to what you see, not what you hear.
11:09 to play, opening quarter. We are scoreless. 2nd and 2. Lucas from their own 48-yard line after the penalty. 2nd and short. They'll pitch it. Finello double handoff, working to the near side. That's Barrett, breaks a tackle into Dalton territory. Inside the 45, he'll be rode to the turf at the 43, and that is a Holman Kitchen supply first down for the Lucas Cubs.
There you go. There's your double handoff right there. It's the second play of the game. That's the staple of the wing T right there. So foot-to-foot splits.
See him break that tackle?
Yeah, it was a great job. He ran over the backer, and that's just it. When Lucas gets to the second level, it's just demoralizing. So, and you got to stay. If you're Dalton, you've got to stay ahead of the chains here.
Lucas 1st and 10 at the Dalton 43. They'll pitch the football, working it up the middle, inside the 40, and Dalton will have about 4 guys to shove Grant Barrett back. One of the first guys through for Dalton was Bryce Johnson, the defensive back, but among others, and they're going to put him. Actually, they're going to give him forward progress to the 30.
That's a 5-yard run.
38, a little further than I initially thought. So Grant Barrett on that double handoff.
Right, they're already on the 38, on Dalton's 38-yard line. So, this is 4 down territory. So this is a big down for Dalton. You got to get this a 3rd and medium.
10:03 to play, opening quarter. They'll hand the football off. That's going to Zane Finley when they disappear right up the middle, and Zane Finley will plow his way down to the 42. So give him a short gain right up the middle, Eric. They just turn it around and give it right to Finley up the middle.
Well, all that is that's just an old school wedge. I mean, anybody who played football in the 60s, 70s, 80s, they'll remember that. You just hand the ball to the fullback and just kind of lean on that line, and everybody there just pinches and tries to move forward.
3rd down and 5 from the Dalton 37-yard line. They'll hand it off inside. Not a lot of room to operate, and Barrett will not get the first down. A short gain, good tackle right there. That was Tate Geiser, the middle linebacker, to make the stop for Dalton at the 36-yard line. It'll be 4th down and about 3 to go at the Dalton 36-yard line.
Yeah, nice job by Tate Geiser right there, Phil. Read your keys, right, Aaron? Every offense is basically the same. Read the guards take you to the play. And that's a great job of Phil in there. And good job by the defensive front occupying linemen.
9 minutes to play, opening quarter, 4th and 3. Lucas, they'll pitch it to the near side. Grant Barrett got the corner and got a Holman Kitchen supply first down. Inside the 30, down to the Dalton 29. They stretch it to the outside for the first down.
Yeah, there you go. Grant Barrett doing Grant Barrett things there behind that great offensive line. St. Finley's out front there. You got all kinds of Smolin. So that's just that is the buck sweep. Turn, your guards pull, your quarterback's getting out front, your slot receivers getting out there. It's just, Aaron, it's a simple numbers game when you play against Lucas. If they get more guys to the point of attack than you do, you can't win.
Lucas, 1st down and 10. They'll say went out at the Dalton 30-yard line. 1st and 10. Handoff, Grant Barrett up the middle, gets a block, and they'll drive the pile down near the 25-yard line, maybe a little bit short of the yard line of the 25. In on the stop for Dalton that time was Boyd Ellett, the senior defensive end. Put him down at the 26-yard line. So a 40-yard gain. Lucas, 8.5 to play, opening quarter. We are scoreless in the Cubs right now.
I love Lucas.
Just moving that ball with that power of the line.
Lucas, they got the unbalanced line right there. So what that means is they're basically taking the left tackle, moving them over to the right side, and then they put that tight end down. I love it. They got the offset fullback here. They've gone a little – this is their spread version.
They'll fake it in motion to Finello. The quarterback's going to keep it and going to get drilled after trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. Multiple guys in there on the stop for Dalton. It was Grayson Siders and also Grant Johnson, the middle linebacker, in on the stop, and they were right there ready for the quarterback.
Yeah, that's a good job, and Tate Geiser as well in on that. I'll tell you what, there's some good-looking guys out here, man.
No gain on that play.
Yeah, there's some good-looking players out here for Dalton. They're two. I guess you'd call them now, they're basically two shades. What there is, they're just basically playing a double eagle, Aaron. They got a guy over the center and a guy over both guards. That's a double eagle look.
3rd and 6, Lucas from the Dalton 26. They're going to throw the football, rolling left. He'll throw it. Got him incomplete. It's Grant Barrett. He may have a first down inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. Smolin rolling to the left, had to turn the hips and got Grant Barrett for a Holman Kitchen supply first down, threading that needle.
Absolutely. What have we said all year when we cover these guys? This is several games now that we've been covering them. Listen, Smolin can throw the football. They just don't ask him to do it a lot. And listen, last week they didn't have to. Coach Spittler and his offensive staff know this week they've got to be a little bit more balanced. Balance doesn't mean 50-50. Balance just means when we throw it, we're good at it.
1st and 10, Lucas at the Dalton 19. They'll pitch it. Coming to the near side, it is Barrett. Barrett will be rode to the turf after a couple-yard gain, and that is their stud, Jaden Schlaball, the senior outside linebacker, took him down after a short gain for a couple of yards down near the 18. Under 7 to play, scoreless here in the opening quarter, but the Cubs in the red zone.
Well, and here you go. We're now Lucas is. We've had one possession by one team and half the quarter's gone because Lucas just eats up clock.
That's what
man.
they do.
They do.
Yeah.
They just, man, they are so good at it. You know, this offense, foot-to-foot splits and just big bodies moving people.
Lucas will pitch the football. Barrett working to the near side. Got a bit of a cutback, and he will be greeted rudely by about 3 players, but the guy that grabbed him and threw him out of bounds, good job there. That time in on the stop was Boyd Ellett, the defensive end. They'll put him down at the 16-yard line, so he'll get a couple. We do have a penalty.
Yeah, I think maybe an illegal shift there. See what he calls here.
And we're waiting, and that is the call.
Yeah.
Eric, you are correct. So the Cubs will back it up. High school football on iHeartRadio. It is powered by Stone Ridge in Lexington, where teamwork is one of their top core values. You can join their team at stoneridge.com/careers. Lucas will back him up to 2nd down and about 13. The ball back at the 23 of Dalton. Just over 6 minutes to play. Half gone, scoreless here in the opening quarter. They're going to fake it on the run, and they're going to throw it. Rolling left is Smolin. He's going to have to try and throw it. He won't be able to get it to a receiver. It was Barrett in the neighborhood. Pressure was on from Dalton. It'll be incomplete and bring up 3rd down and long.
Yeah, and there's your little kind of boot sprint out there. It looked like he was throwing the ball to Grant Barrett, who'd been knocked to the ground there. So that was actually a smart play by Smolin there. Kind of that's his way of throwing the ball away without getting the intentional grounding. So that's wise. And this is what you want. If you're Dalton, okay, fine, you've given up quite a few yards. No end zone, no problem. That's your defensive philosophy here. When you play Lucas, there's a little bit of bend but don't break when you play against them because they're really, really good at what they do. So if you can make Lucas pass on your terms, you're in great shape. If Lucas can pass on their terms, then that's a great thing for Lucas. First time out here.
All right, we'll step aside. Back in a minute. You're listening to High School Playoff Football on My 100.1.
When you're a local business owner, getting your business online can be a painful, expensive undertaking. But it doesn't have to be. With TMS Plus Digital Essentials, you'll get 6 essential services to launch your digital marketing, all for one low monthly price. Cut through the noise of today's digital world. No hype, just results. That's TMS Plus. Visit tmsplus.com now for your free digital snapshot and for a chance to win a free 5-page
Back here at Triway High School, 3rd and 13 for Lucas. A quick pass over the middle is going to be caught, but nowhere to go. Terrific defensive play by Quentin Lehman, the defensive tackle, the junior, and actually going to lose yardage back to the 24. So it'll bring up 4th down for Lucas. 14 yards to go, and they're going to try a field goal with Aiden Culler, who has a great leg, but it is a windy night. And they'll try it from the 31, a 41-yard field goal. He'll kick it on the way, and it is good. It just cleared the bar. Man, was that close. It is good from 41 yards out on a windy night, and Lucas takes a 3-0 lead. Let's watch this replay.
Yeah,
that was
nice.
super
good snap,
close.
good hold. Listen, for a guy to be able to block a PAT extra point, you can't bubble around like that. You've got to be able to, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. So as soon as I make him get off the straight line, I win. So that's a great job by the protection, first and foremost. Good snap, good hold. How about that kick? Those are the difference in these types of talent-equated games, getting the 3 points on the board. If you're Lucas, the worst thing that could have happened there was you ate up all this time, over half the quarter, and come away with no points. So to get that 3 on the board, that's a win for the Cubs.
37 degrees here in Worcester. Feels colder than that, by the way.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what. Although I will say this, man, the fine folks here at Triway, man, they gave me that's good popcorn.
Popcorn, pizza. I know there was hot dogs, water, all kinds of good stuff.
Travis had a hot dog, and that looked pretty good. So, but you know what? I'm watching my figure, so I got to watch what I'm doing here.
By the way, how about Aiden Culler kicking through that wind? How much of a weapon can he be here in the postseason? And speaking of the wind, he kicks it to the near side of the field, and the wind's going to carry that one out of bounds inside the 10-yard line or around the 10. They actually went out of bounds at about the 13. So Triway will have good field position on their first drive of the night. It comes with 5:10 left here in the opening quarter. 3-0 Lucas, again on the field goal by Aiden Culler. 41-yarder. It came again at the 5:10 mark here in the opening quarter. Now we're going to see that running and passing attack of Dalton here in the first quarter.
Yeah, this is what I've been excited to see. I want to see Dalton here. I want to see the bounce, and they are spread, so they're going to spread you out. Like I said, they're about as equal as you're going to get here. Right around a little over 2,000 yards passing, 2,800 yards rushing.
Quarterback is Stutz, standing in the pistol. He'll fake it. Now he's going to throw it right side. Got a receiver caught at around the 43-yard line. Good quick tackle by the Lucas Cubs. That pass was caught by Jaden Malone. That is their stud wide receiver. As you watch the replay here in the booth, he rolled to the right, Eric, and just fired that thing across the 40 out near the 43.
Yeah, and I like it because you have levels there. That's good pass concept. So you got the quick flat, and then you had the little dig back behind it. That's a good job. Great job by the QB putting that thing right where it needed to be. Well, listen, you talk about face mask, chest, and belt. Hit him right in the chest.
2nd down and 2, and they're going to lose the football. They try to pick it up and got absolutely drilled. Oh, man.
That was a big-time hit right there.
Tell you what, as you watch the snap, the ball, they went to hand it off, the sleigh ball they lost, and Lucas came in and absolutely just drilled. I think that was Finello, wasn't it? Or it might have been Langston.
13,
Noah Langston, thank you. Noah Langston drills the quarterback back at the 41-yard line. Just a little miscommunication handoff there.
And listen, those are the differences, man. So instead of being 3rd and short right now or even getting the first down, now you got an obvious passing situation.
3rd down and 6 for Dalton, and they're going to throw the football. Stutz back to pass.
He's got it.
He's got Malone out there, and he caught it inside the 30, and he will take it to the end zone. Jaden Malone on a 61-yard touchdown throw and catch. He got behind the defender, and Jaden Malone turned on the Jets and rolls to the end zone, and Dalton has the lead.
Man, how about that? Was that number 4 there?
They're going to throw the football. Stutz back to pass.
That's a nice-looking play there.
Jaden Malone, their star wide receiver, got behind Aiden Culler.
Jaden Malone. And that dude, like I said, coming into the year, that's going to put him over 1,000 yards, I believe, on the year receiving. So I'll tell you what, he looked really smooth on that. And that ball was even underthrown a touch. That's the kind of distance he had between him and the defensive back.
Point after by Cade Miller, up and good, and we'll step aside. 3:41 to play opening quarter. Dalton 7, Lucas 3. You're listening to high school playoff football on My 100.1.
If you've got a tree problem, you need Specialty Tree and Bucket Service. Spring is on the way. Beat the rush and get started today. Call 419-651-6233 or visit specialtytreeohio.com for a free estimate.
Man, what should I listen to on the OH Report today? Dude, listen to the Friday Night Pigskin. You got highlights and scores from all around the area.
The OH Report podcast has more than just football.
No, listen to the Pigskin. The Pigskin.
Podcast.
Pigskin. Pigskin.
Podcast.
Pigskin. Why not
Podcast.
Pigskin?
Podcast.
Dude, clean your ears out, man.
Bro, there's so much space in here.
Grant Barrett with the return. Tackle made by Boyd Ellis.
Back at Triway High School here in Worcester after the 61-yard touchdown throw and catch from Stutz to Malone. Kickoff going to be fielded by Grant Baird, who will return it to the 35-yard line. Boyd Ellett in on the stop that time for Dalton. So Lucas with 3:36 to play here in the opening quarter. They trailed Dalton 7-3 here in the regional semifinal. The Cubs used most of the clock so far. Just 3 plays for Dalton and a big touchdown throw where the wide receiver got behind the defensive back. Lucas will bring it to the near side of the field. They work it across. Good job. Slayball and company come in and take down Barrett, put him down at the 35-yard line, so no gain.
Yeah, nice job there by the pursuit work, and then the gentleman over here on the end. That's a great job right there, setting the edge there. That defensive end. Listen, you always have a force player, Aaron, in your defense.
Boyd Ellett.
And yeah, he did a great job there of taking that in. There's 2 ways to play that. You can either wrong arm it and spill it, or you can keep your shoulder square and keep it inside. That's a great job.
2nd down and 10, Lucas from their own 35-yard line, trailing 7-3 opening quarter, 2:55 to play. Smolin and company set at the line of scrimmage and hang on, penalty. Movement on the Cubs on the line.
Yeah.
Not what they want.
Well, I think it's one of those things that, remember, Aaron, as soon as you put your hand in the ground, you've declared yourself. You can't take your hand off the ground again. That's why you'll see at the collegiate level and even the pro level, those tackles rarely put their hands down because that gives you the diversity of being able to kind of stand up in your stance. As soon as that hand goes down, if you pick it up, they're going to blow that whistle every time the flag's getting thrown.
So 2nd down and 15 for Lucas, as they'll back him up 5 yards deeper in their own end. Smolin's going to roll. He's going to throw. The football got hit as he threw it. It floated across the 40. It'll fall incomplete. He had a man out there, but he was a little bit too far away. He was targeting that time Bradley Watt, the senior tight end. It'll fall incomplete across the 40-yard line. So what Lucas does not want, 3rd and long, 3rd and 15. The ball at their own 30-yard line, down 7-3 to Dalton. Late stages, opening quarter.
Well, Dalton looks, they look the part. I've been very impressed. You can tell they're very physical, well-coached, extremely athletic. They got long, lean athletes. 5 and 6 are lean, man. 1 looks like a good ball player. So they're a nice-looking team.
Absolutely. Smolin back to pass. He'll fire it right side. Got a receiver at the 40. I believe that was Toms, and it was Corbin. He'll catch the ball at the 40. That is not enough for a first down. It would have been prior to the penalty. So it's 4th down and 5, and Lucas is going to have to punt the football. 1:50 to play here in the opening quarter. And you mentioned Malone and Beatty. Their 2 receivers are going back to field the punt. 1:40 to play, opening quarter, and Culler's not going to get a great punt off the side of his foot. It'll get into Dalton territory, out of bounds. To me, looks like around the 42. Let's see where they stop. He's going to give him, he's keep walking across the 45, and he's going to stop at the 46-yard line is where the official says that will go out of bounds. So I think I just heard about a 14-yard punt in total. So Dalton, who just scored on a big play a moment ago, will have the football leading 7-3, 1:35 to play opening quarter again at their own 46-yard line. One of the main keys for Coach Spittler was no big plays. Keep everything in front of you. previous play got behind him.
And that was even a part of ours. What we'd say for Lucas, keep everything in front of you. And here's the thing, you're seeing 2 or 3 really good perimeter athletes for Dalton.
And they're going to hand the football off to Slayball, up the middle, breaks the crease, and he may go inside 30, inside the 20, and he will score.
Man.
Slayball goes 54 yards. He got a block, hit that crease, and turned on the Jets for a score.
Hey, I'm just going to be honest with you, Aaron.
Wow.
We don't get to cover Dalton. I mean, it's not really a team we see a whole lot of right now. I am, what do they say, color me impressed. That dude hit the second level, and it was see ya later. He was on a different train, man. Everybody else in the rear view mirror, that dude just running down the side or running down the middle of the field like he owned the place.
1:24 to play. Opening quarter. Extra point by Miller is up, and it is good. We'll keep it right here. Again, late stages here in the opening quarter with 1:24 to play. A 54-yard touchdown run by Schlaball makes it 14-3 Dalton, and a concern for Lucas was the speed, and he was, talking to Coach Spittler, he says they got some guys that are D1 caliber athletes, and you're seeing some guys on display early.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Listen, this is just the reality. Lucas is not a come-from-behind team. They're an even-leaving type team, man. They're not meant to come back from 14, 21-point deficits. That's just not who they are. They normally kind of ground and pound you into submission. They play from in front, and it's been a great recipe for a long time. So I would actually argue that this might be a game-type saving drive right here, because Dalton has scored very easily on their first 2 possessions.
Yeah, and 2 big plays. Kickoff by Hignite is going to skip inside the 30. Lucas will return it across the 35 and not much further, as that time it was Andrew Finello on the return. Boyd Ellett, again, who's been involved on the D-line and special teams, will make the tackle. And the Cubs at their own 37-yard line in a spot they're not familiar with, down by more than 1 score. It's 14-3 Dalton with 1:19 to play in the opening quarter, and Lucas will head out, as you mentioned. No, there's a lot of football left, but the way Dalton scores, you feel this is a big drive. They need to get some points.
Aaron, I mean, you're talking. This is a perfect example of how time of possession might be an overrated stat.
They're going to pitch the football to Grant Barrett. He'll struggle forward. There's Boyd Ellett again in on the stop at the 40-yard line, one of multiple guys from the stop for Dalton. Put him at the 40, give him about 3 yards. 2nd down 7. Ball at the 40-yard line, under a minute to play opening quarter.
So I mean, think about this. I would be willing to bet Luke. I haven't, I don't have the stats in front of me, but Lucas has probably had 4 times as many plays, and they're down 14-3. They've given up 2 touchdowns on 4 offensive plays. That's why I'm saying that sometimes time of possession can be a very misleading stat.
Can be deceiving. And a fumble. The ball's loose.
I think he got it back.
I believe it was Grant Barrett who had the football. He lost it, and Boyd Ellett. And I'll tell you what, coming up with the football was Colin Arnold, the offensive lineman. Ball came loose, and Colin Arnold comes away with it. So credit your offensive lineman for getting in there.
Yeah, well, and here's the thing. Aaron, we're winding down the quarter. We'll probably end up going to the second quarter on this, but watch the offensive line now. See, Lucas is normally moving the defensive line 2-3 yards. They're getting moved 2 or 3 yards.
3rd and 9. They'll pitch it to Corbin Toms. Last play of the quarter. Cuts it back. Gets to the 40. And he'll be tackled just across the 40-yard line. And that'll do it for the opening quarter. We'll step aside after 1. It is Dalton 14, Lucas 3. You're listening to Saturday Night High School Playoff Football on My 100.1.
When you're a local business owner, getting your business online can be a painful, expensive undertaking. But it doesn't have to be. With TMS Plus Digital Essentials, you'll get 6 essential services to launch your digital marketing, all for one low monthly price. Cut through the noise of today's digital world. No hype, just results. That's TMS Plus. Visit tmsplus.com now for your free digital snapshot and for a chance to win a free 5-page website. If you've got a tree problem, you need Specialty Tree.
To play until halftime. 14-3 Dalton. They have the football at their own 45-yard line. Handoff up the middle. In the back, the ball came loose at midfield. It went into Lucas territory. It was Tate Scott. 11 points a game. And Smullen back to pass. Pressure's coming to the throw back. Got a receiver.
There it
Barrett
is.
across the 45. Into down territory. Breaks the tackle. Spins and it'll be thrown out of bounds around the 45-yard line. Terrific.
And they
Did he
will
get it?
hand the football
Uh-oh.
off. And
Yeah.
I believe, I'll tell you what, I don't think he has it, according to the officials.
Huh.
About a yard.
I don't
shy
believe
of
he has the
down.
first down. No. They'll
Nope,
say
they're
he does
marking him
not.
short.
Grant
Did he
Barrett
get it?
may have ran into one of his own
Well, yeah,
guys.
because of the penetration. That's a great job right there by number 57 right there for Quentin Lehman. He's had a great game. That is a physical creature. He's only a junior. He's a big guy.
9 minutes to play until halftime. 14-3 Dalton. Lucas 4th and a yard from the Dalton 44. And there's your, what do you call it, Maryland Eye, whatever, your three
Yeah.
backs right behind Smullen. And hang on. Somebody's going to call timeout. It'll be Dalton. They will burn a timeout. We'll keep it right here. This may not be a full 1 minute timeout, and we don't want to miss.
No.
4th down and about a yard for Lucas. After the game, we'll select our Spitzer Motors game changer, whose hustle, whose effort changes tonight's game for the Lucas Cubs, courtesy of the good people who love their high school sports. It's Spitzer Motors, West 4th Street in Ontario. $99 a month on a brand new Kia Forte, or as Eric Will would tell you, $3
baby.
a day.
Yeah, Aaron, on this 4th down here, I'm not opposed to just a no count kind of silent goose with the center and the quarterback here. Now, they've been running a double eagle, so your guards and your center have been covered up. But, you know, sometimes you almost lose yardage in these situations by turning around to hand it off as opposed to going straight ahead. I wouldn't be opposed to get your fullback right up on your quarterback and do the old, you know, as they called it, the old Reggie Bush push. Remember that back when Notre Dame played USC and Matt Leinart grabbed Reggie Bush and pushed him in to win the game? I mean, I think you need to do something like
Tell
this.
you what, Zane Finley is really close behind the quarterback. May he get the ball? They'll hand it off to the
There
deep
you
guys.
go.
Barrett got the first down. What a hole. Inside the 40, inside the 35. He'll be tackled at the 34-yard line. The Cubs say, nah, we'll go with the senior.
There you go. That's a nice job right there. Just the old power play there. Kind of a counter. Guard comes back. Good job by Barrett following his blocks. Way to open up a hole, man. They needed that thing badly. And you see it. They're staying in this Maryland eye. That's the 3 backs. So you got the big boy Zane. Looks like you got Fenella, and then you got Barrett in the deep.
They'll hand the ball off to Barrett. Again, works left side, gets a few yards. Good job. That was Slayball in on the stop, along with Bryce Johnson, the strong safety for Dalton. 8:13 to play until halftime. Lucas trailing Dalton 14-3, but the Cubs have the ball. As we mentioned, in Dalton territory, the ball at the 31-yard line. 2nd down and 7 to go for Lucas. Again, they're just staying with the Maryland eye here. They've had success. They'll hand it off again to Barrett, and Barrett will be greeted at about the 29-yard line, so he'll get a couple as they unpile. Trying to see it on the stop that time for Dalton was Colin Jones, the defensive tackle. He's a sophomore. So, Eric, 3rd down and about 5 for Lucas. The ball is at the Dalton 29-yard line. So if you're Lucas, you feel you'll have 2 plays to get
Absolutely, and that's how you're calling this, is if you have 2 plays. But, you know, Dalton's interior there with Tyler Ramsire and Colin Jones and Quentin Lehman and Boyd Elliott. I mean, they're really, really good, and they're physical, and they really do a great job with their hips.
Double handoff this time. Fenella will try to plow his way. He will not get to the 25-yard line. Good job again by Dalton as they get in there to make the stop. Schlaball and others will stop him about 2 yards shy of the first down. Put it down at the 26-yard line of Dalton. They got to get down to the 24. So 4th and 2, under 7 to play until halftime. Lucas trailing 14-3.
This is it. I mean, I'll tell you what. I mean, this is what it's taken.
Big
and this
play
is
in
Lucas.
this game.
And this is what they do, man. They just chip away, chip away. This is a prize fight, man. You got guys just delivering blow after blow, and who's going to be able to stand it?
All right, 4th and 2. Direct snap. It goes to Corbin Toms. Penalty marker comes out. He has the first down inside the 15. He gets inside the 10. Drilled out of bounds.
It's going to be an illegal shift.
And Lucas went Wildcat that time with Corbin Toms.
It's a great play call. It was just
they've had success
you
on
can't,
that with
right.
him.
I mean, you can't move towards the line of scrimmage until the ball is snapped or it's going to be called. Now, I know you're familiar with this, but if you want to play in that Canadian Football League, you can go, you can move towards the line of scrimmage.
Are we going to get?
What do we got?
I don't know. Do we have another penalty marker near the sideline warning?
So here's what that means is the offensive coordinator obviously said or did something that the officiating crew didn't like. Somebody did.
Not happy with the call.
The next one's going to cost you 15. Now, Aaron, not that I would know anything about that. I've never gotten any of those. I never understood that. I always felt like I played nice. You
are a nice guy.
I try to be, but you get that competitive moment, man. You sometimes you kind of question them. But
Eric, 4th and 2 now
here we
becomes
go.
4th and 7.
Now I think what happens is I think you've now went from run, which is what they want to do, to now you're passing on Dalton's terms. 4th
down and 7 from the Dalton 32. Smullen back to pass. Got him in.
He's got
there. The defensive back fell down.
Whoa.
But I'll tell you what.
Get you some.
Dalton has an interception as Jaden Malone made up incredible grounds and steps in front of Logan Toms. Corbin Toms makes the interception. Incredible.
Aaron, he was 15, 20 yards away. Now, the other thing, too, is Smullen's got to put more zip on that. He's got to throw the ball. Having said that, I don't think Smullen's seen someone that can play football like that. That dude ran 15 yards in about 2.5, 3 steps and just said, nah.
Corbin Toms was wide open. The defender on him was in the back, fell down toward the 5-yard line, and as he was going into the end zone, I think Smullen just threw it thinking nobody was going to get there. Jaden Malone sprinted in front of Corbin Toms like a bolt of lightning to make the interception, and they're going to say forward progress stops him at the 1.
I'll tell you what, Aaron, we've seen a 1.5 of Dalton, and I'm going to say that kid is as good as athlete as I've seen this year. He can flat move.
So Dalton 1st down from their own 1
There
yard
he
line.
is.
They're going to throw it left sideline, and they got him across the 30. Midfield, he'll be dragged down near midfield.
And there's the horse collar at 15.
And he was tackled by Aiden Culler. If Culler doesn't get him, that's going to be a 99-yard touchdown throw. How about the throw, the catch? And again, if he doesn't reach out and grab him at around the 47-yard line, that was going to be a 99-yard score.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. That's a touchdown-saving tackle to be master of the obvious. But the horse collar, they're adding the 15 onto it, which is a good call. Anytime, Aaron, even if you don't actually grab the horse collar, if a kid bends back on his legs, that's coming out every time. But what kind of respect do you have, or maybe even not have, where you're on you're on your 1 yard line and you just kind of do a 3-step and let her fly and just let's just say it what it is. You're saying, I don't care who you have, you're not stopping my guy, and I'm just going to throw. I'm anticipating him getting by. So great play.
Penalty will move the ball to the Lucas 39-yard line. Handoff, Schley left side, makes a man miss, cuts to the outside, inside the 35, and he'll be knocked out of bounds around the 31-yard line. And 2 penalty markers, now make them 3, come out into the sideline.
Yeah, that's it's getting heated, baby. It's getting chippy.
As Hunter Church, along with J.D. Cox and others, ride him out of bounds, and then the penalty started to fly into the sideline. I know the OH report's got cameras all over the place.
I'll tell you what, those guys are taking care of us again here.
And you could see it come out there at the end. Don't know who exactly it's on at the moment.
Wow.
It was as Schley went into the sideline, and then the penalties came out. We'll sort it out in a moment. Looks like the officials, I don't know if it's multiple people or one guilty party.
Well, normally when it's that way, you're going to get a couple here. I mean, and it was after the play, so the play is going to stand. Now we're going to be looking at, is it offsetting? What is it? We're going to get the explanation right here.
Ball is at the 31-yard line of Lucas. He got 8 yards, and here comes the official, who will tell us. There's a personal foul on the Lucas Cubs. There's also a personal foul on the Dalton Bulldogs.
It's actually the wrong call. It's unsportsmanlike. It's not personal fouls. Personal fouls are within the flow of the game. Unsportsmanlike are after the play's over.
It was at the very end of the play.
Yeah, see, this is all after the ball was tackled.
Yeah, he was already out of bounds.
So these are unsportsmanlikes.
So they'll be offsetting penalties.
Yeah, it's going to stay right there because they were after the play.
After the play, correct.
That's right. If it was during the play, then they would assess it.
So Dalton, 2nd down and 2. They're at the Lucas 31-yard line. They lead Lucas 14-3, 5.5 to play until halftime. Another score would be big for Dalton here as they hand the football off. Schleybaugh breaks one tackle and then rides another defender down near the 24-yard line. Schleybaugh has some wheels and a Home and Kitchen Supply first down as he just went right up the middle.
Yeah, nice job there. Just that's good old-fashioned power right there, just running inside there, making just coming right at you. And that's what I've been impressed with. They're sound up front. Dalton's very sound up front. They're winning the war of attrition up front. Now, Lucas is having a hard time here because they're bouncing back and forth between their 3- and 5-man front. So Dalton's winning the chess match here.
1st and 10 at the Lucas 28-yard line. Handoff left side. Hole off the left side down the sideline. Another first down. It's Schleybaugh inside the 10. Will be banged out of bounds around the 8-yard line, as he has some serious speed getting that edge.
Yeah, that was a nice job there. And all that is just outside right there, Aaron. So you get the seal. Great job by the receiver, number 24, blocking downfield right there. That's excellent job.
Mason McCune.
Yeah, great job by Mason McCune right there on the block. And so now here's what we've got. We're inside the 10-yard line here. We'll call that the black zone here. So getting inside that scoring zone.
1st and goal at the Lucas 8-yard line. 14-3 the Dalton lead. Again, they have it at the Lucas 8. Under 4.5 to play until halftime. Snap to the quarterback. Stutz hands it off to the running back. Schleybaugh broke one tackle. Penalty marker will come out. They'll take him down inside the 5, down near the 3. J.D. Cox and others take him down, but could that be a hold?
Yeah, it was a hold.
Was it a hold?
That's a good call. That's a great call.
Came in from the...
Yeah, and it was on the left side. It was on the right side of the line there. I believe the tackle got him around the collar there. Remember, Aaron, you can keep your hands. They'll give it to you on the inside. As soon as your hand slips on the outside, that flag's coming out every time. So now if you're Lucas here, just continue to keep your heels dug in. Continue to fight. Don't give up on this thing. As long as they're not in the end zone, you're okay here.
1st and goal, Dalton. The ball is at the Lucas 18-yard line. So that penalty with 4:10 to play until halftime. Big, trying to help out that Cub defense. 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 backs with the quarterback Stutz, who will hand the football off to Schleybaugh. Works his way for a few yards up the middle. Good job by Finello and company. Hunter Rice and others in on the stop inside the 15, near the 14 is where they'll put him down, so close to 40 yards.
Yeah.
We can tell you that Cary is leading Crestview 7-0 in the 2nd quarter, and I'll tell you what, I looked at some of Cary's numbers. They've allowed like 2 scores in like the last 2 months.
Yeah, in the last 7 games. I don't think they've given up a point. Well, Aaron, I'm serious. It's something crazy. It's like in 20-some quarters. 20-some. It's like 20 straight quarters they haven't given up a score.
So Lucas trying not to give up a score. 2nd and goal, Dalton at the Lucas 14-yard line. They'll fake it to Geyser. Quarterback back to pass. He'll throw it over the middle behind him, but the receiver, Malone, will grab it and walk into the end zone for a touchdown. The defender was there. The ball was kind of thrown back to the inside, and Malone adjusted and makes the catch, and Dalton has scored again.
And here's what we're looking at, and this is a reality. I mean, you're looking at this, and I'm seeing Jared Schleybaugh. I'm seeing Jaden Malone. Aaron, those are the best 2 athletes on the field. Those are the best 2 athletes on the field. I mean, they've just separated themselves. You can see by the way they move, the way they run, the way that they make plays and react to the ball. Those are 2 really good football players.
Extra point up and good by Cade Miller. Will step aside. 3:10 to play until halftime. Dalton 21, Lucas 3. You're listening to high school playoff football on My 100.1.
If you've got a tree problem, you need Specialty Tree and Bucket Service. Spring is on the way. Beat the rush and get started today. Call 419-651-6233 or visit specialtytreeohio.com for a free estimate.
Man, what should I listen to on the OH Report today? Dude, listen to the Friday Night Pigskin. You got highlights and scores from all around the area.
The OH Report podcast has more than just football.
No, listen to the Pigskin. The Pigskin.
Podcast.
Pigskin.
Podcast.
Pigskin.
Why
not
podcast.
Pigskin?
Podcast.
Dude, clean your ears out, man.
Bro, there's so much space in here.
back at Triway High School after the Dalton 14-yard touchdown. Second one of the night to Jaden Malone. 3:04 to play until halftime. 21-3 Dalton kickoff. Another squib by Dalton. Return for Lucas to the 32-yard line. So Lucas, Eric will come out. 3:04 to play until halftime in a spot down 3 scores where you just feel, Dalton gets the ball to start the third quarter. Lucas, boy, you really feel this. They need to go down and get a touchdown.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. I mean, they're without a doubt. I think that needed to happen actually a series ago. I think they're in big trouble here just because of style of ball. And because, Aaron, we have not seen anything that, unless something changes, we haven't seen anything where, other than a turnover or something like that Dalton's going to be stopped offensively. I mean, they are not only are they moving the ball, they're getting huge gashes with almost every play.
Yeah, chunk yards for Dalton as they'll pitch the football. Lucas to Finello works his way out near the 35. Geyser in on the stop, along with Boyd Ellett again, who's been very involved from the defensive line spot. For the Dalton Bulldogs, after the game, we'll select who made a heck of a play, courtesy of Mansfield's injury lawyers. Jeff Heck and Jeff Stifler, they're here to help, and HeckLawOffices.com will hand out some free pizza from Giannino's coming up in tonight's postgame. 2:37 to play until halftime. Dalton 21, Lucas 3. This is the Division 7 regional semifinal from Triway High School here in Worcester, and we have a penalty marker.
Man, another sideline warning. Makes you wonder.
Is this on Dalton?
Yeah. I wonder, what was either said or done, or because you're up to, there's really nothing to really at this point in time within the.
I didn't even see anybody on the field.
Yeah, I don't know. And maybe their defensive coordinator or somebody got too far out. I know you got to be back. That's the big thing. Got to be back. If you bump into that official on the sideline, I'm telling you that flag's coming out.
Lucas, 2nd down and 7 from their own 35. They'll pitch it near side, and they're going nowhere. That time it was Finello, and flying in defensively that time was Grayson Siders, the sophomore outside linebacker. Watch him get in here.
Yeah, that's a great job right there. And here's the thing. One of those two guys pulling around have to pick him up. You can't just assume that he's too far upfield. That can't be a wraparound. One of those two, Aaron, have to be the kick out. You got to kick him out, and then the other one works up to the backer.
Under 2 to play until halftime. High school football tonight powered by Stone Ridge in Lexington, where teamwork is one of their top core values. You can join their team at stoneridge.com/careers. Lucas, 3rd down and 7 from their own 35-yard line. 1:40 to go until halftime. Smolin going to throw it near side. Receiver not able to bring it in. Hit him in the hands. Finello, he would not have had the first down. He would have caught it around the 38. Maybe could have got to the 40. It would have been 4th and a couple. Instead, 4th and 7 for Lucas. The ball at their own 35-yard line with 1:35 to play. You don't want to go for it because you give Dalton the short field. However, Eric, 90 seconds, plenty of time for Dalton no matter where they have it.
And I'm going to tell you what I'm not doing is punting it to Malone. That ain't happening.
And Aiden Culler will boot it away, and it will be caught by Malone at the 38-yard line. Get a few yards across the 40. Good job by Lucas getting down there.
Coverage. That's the importance of hang time right there.
That was Hunter Rice in on the stop. Good job by Hunter Rice and company. But now you'll have Dalton. Just under 90 seconds to play until halftime. They have the ball just across the 40-yard line. They actually put them at the 43.
Yeah, and here's your situation. You got 1:29 and 2 timeouts, which is plenty of time with this offense. Because really, to be honest with you, Aaron, they've only thrown when they've kind of felt like it, if that makes sense.
And they're going to throw it this time as they fake it left side, caught by the receiver, and that's Owen Beatty across midfield into Cub territory. Aiden Culler will ride him out of bounds, and they'll spot him at the 46-yard line of Lucas, and that is enough for a Home and Kitchen Supply first down. Malone gets all the headlines, but Beatty has over 400 yards receiving and several touchdowns.
Yeah, Beatty coming in today had 43 catches for 434 and 6 touchdowns, so they've got a two-headed monster, but they also got a well over 1,400-yard running back.
1:21 to go till halftime. There he is, Schleybaugh runs through a guy at the 40, inside the Lucas 35, and we drop to the turf at the 33. Is he fast, and boy, is he strong.
Yeah, he runs hard. He runs behind his pads, but give that offensive line credit because, Aaron, he's not even getting hit till he's 5-6 yards down the field.
Corbin Toms, one of the guys in on the stop, but they have the ball at the Lucas 33-yard line. Quick pass left side, caught by Malone inside the 25. He'll go out of bounds at the 24, and that is going to be about 9 yards. So
yeah, almost. Yeah, he's going to be about a half yard short. Aaron, they're not even going to need these timeouts.
1:04 to go until halftime as Dalton up 21-3. Now at the Lucas 24-yard line. 4 wide receivers, 2 each way. Schleybaugh beside the quarterback. He'll get the ball in the handoff right up the middle. Barely touched, and he'll go into the end zone with a hop and a skip. Touchdown, 24 yards, the second of the night for Jaden Schleybaugh. And Dalton is for real as they lead 27-3.
This is as dominating as I've seen this year, Aaron. I mean, I'll tell you what, and here's the thing, Lucas is good.
I know.
And they are absolutely rocking them to sleep right now. I mean, and like I said, I'm really impressed with Dalton. You know, where we're at, we know they're good. We know the league's good, so you always have respect for them. But now that I'm seeing them in person, man, they real good.
And we'll have the point after now by Miller on the way, and it is good, and it is 28-3. Dalton over Lucas with 59 seconds to play until halftime.
I mean, Aaron, that took, a minute? 30 seconds. That took 30 seconds.
About 36 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, what they have? They had
it with a minute 35.
So, Aaron, they ran about 5 plays there, 5-6 plays for 36 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, I was trying to paint this scenario where maybe they're gonna have to work this 2-minute offense, and they actually left 59 seconds on there for Lucas. They kind of said, here, go ahead, keep the change.
Incredible the way Dalton has ran and thrown the football.
They're
you talk about balance. And you can check all the playoff scores at our website, the North Central State College scoreboard. Log on. Brought to you by North Central State College. NC State can change your life and prepare you to change the world. NCStateCollege.edu. My 100.1 tonight, teaming up with our good friends at the OH Report Saturday Night Playoff Football. Kickoff, another squib, going to be fielded by Lucas across the 40-45 and tackled right about there as the Cubs will try and get something going here before halftime, down 25 points to a very good and very explosive Dalton team that can score but also has some good defense. And we're now learning, thank you Travis Berardi, OH Report, it is Warren JFK 14 and Norwalk St. Paul nothing. That is second quarter. Winner of tonight's game will face the winner of that game. But, Eric, we're talking how good Dalton's offense is, but that Dalton defense is good too.
Yes, it is. It's very good. They're physical. They do a good job of forcing things back inside, and their backers pursue quickly.
Lucas, under a minute to play until halftime. They're going to throw the football off the hand of Grant Barrett, who was trying to bring it in at his own 48-yard line. He had a man on his back. It was linebacker Grayson Siders. If he was able to bring it in, he wouldn't have had a first down, but he could have got to the sideline and got out of the bounce. The clock does stop. 48 seconds to play on the incomplete pass. We were here in the second quarter. Lucas will have it at their own 45-yard line, second down and 10. And again, for Lucas, I know that they're not a quick strike offense, but they would just love to get something, some momentum as we go into the locker room here.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, if you
can't come back in one drive, but this would be big here.
And what you have to show your kids is we're going to be aggressive.
And the quarterback's going to keep it up the middle for a few out near the 48-yard line. As that time, they just ran it right up the middle with the quarterback, and it was Andrew Smullen. They're going to say knee down at the 47. And clock running, 30 seconds to play until halftime. Third down and about 8 coming up for Lucas at their own 47-yard line.
Yeah.
Clock running.
And I don't think Coach Spittler's in too big of a hurry here, It's getting ready to run this thing all the way down. I think they'll probably run at least one more play.
Yeah,
here.
I saw him mention snap it at 5 on the play clock, was a second away, and there it is. And Smullen's going to drop back to pass. Got a receiver down the field. It's Andrew Finello, and that ball, was it intercepted in bounds? Did he stay in bounds?
Yeah, he did.
He did.
He tapped. 5 and 6, man. Those two guys
on the far
dudes.
side of the field, that was Owen Beatty, the other defensive back and wide receiver who went up, did get his left foot down at the 21-yard line. So another interception by that Dalton defense with 3 seconds to play until halftime.
Yeah, I think this is probably one of the first times, if not the first time this year, that Lucas has lined up against a team that is probably in the front 7 is physical and then in the back half is actually probably significantly more athletic.
And Stutz will take a knee with 3 seconds to play until halftime, and that will do it for the first half here at Triway High School in Worcester, where Dalton has been very impressive through 2 quarters. They lead the Lucas Cubs by a score of 28-3. As we head to the break, I want to remind you that we give out our iHeartRadio Athlete of the Week each week, and that is courtesy of the Neil Cady Insurance Agency of Ashland and Norwalk. This week, it's Luke Roberts, soccer player at Lexington, had the goal to send them to the state semifinals earlier this week. So congratulations to Luke Roberts of Lexington. And again, Neil Cady Insurance of Ashland and Norwalk, specializing in auto, home, life, and business insurance. Get a free quote, neilcadyinsurance.com. That's Neil, K-A-D-E-Y, insurance.com. And we do, thank you, Travis Brody, OH Report. Another update. Cary has scored again. It's Cary 21, Crestview nothing at halftime. Travis tells us 2 scores from Cary in 30 seconds with that defense.
Yeah. Well,
Man.
I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, it's kind of a similar situation here.
That's a tough hill to climb.
Yeah, I mean, and here's why, because Cary's defense is like generationally all-time good. That's how good that Cary's defense is. So, but here's what you're going to do. You're going to go into half. You're going to coach them up. You're going to tell your kids you got 2 options. It can get worse, or you can fight. You can continue to play. And because I can tell you this, the people on the other side from you, they don't feel bad for you. So you can't feel bad for yourself. You got to keep playing football.
All right, halftime here at Triway High School in Worcester. We'll step aside. It is Dalton 28 and Lucas 3. Our halftime festivities coming up. We'll be back in just a bit with all the stats on the first half. Once again, halftime, Dalton 28 here in the regional semifinals, and Lucas 3. You're listening to high school football on My 100.1.
If you've got a tree problem, you need Specialty Tree and Bucket Service. Spring is on the way. Beat the rush and get started today. Call 419-651-6233 or visit specialtytreeohio.com for a free estimate. When you're a local business owner, getting your business online can be a painful, expensive undertaking. But it doesn't have to be. With TMS Plus Digital Essentials, you'll get 6 essential services to launch your digital marketing, all for one low monthly price. Cut through the noise of today's digital world. No hype, just results. That's TMS Plus. Visit tmsplus.com now for your free digital snapshot and for a chance to win a free 5-page website.
Man, what should I listen to on the OH Report today? Dude, listen to the Friday Night Pigskin. You got highlights and scores from all around the area.
The OH Report podcast has more than just football.
No, listen to the Pigskin. The Pigskin.
Podcast.
Pigskin. Pigskin.
Podcast.
Pigskin. Why not
Podcast.
Pigskin?
Podcast.
Dude, clean your ears out, man.
Bro, there's so much space in here.
Goodness, what a catch!
Our next song was at the top of the charts just last year. Written and performed by three brothers that call themselves AJR, and featuring our local rock section, this is Bang! Our final selection takes back a few more years to 2012 when Macklemore had a DJ with his song. Featuring our drum line, here is Brick Dog. like to thank all of you for your continued support. Enjoy the rest of your evening and remember, go Bulldogs! Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the Lucas High School Club Marching Tribe. Under the direction of Mrs. Rebecca Dangerfield and Mrs. Catherine Hecker, with flag-line instruction under Ms. Ann Miller. Tonight we will be bringing classic rock back to the field, beginning with the 1986 hit by Bon Jovi, here, Living on a Prayer. In 1984, the band Twisted Sister released their statement song, I Wanna Rock. It has since been featured in many popular movies, including the 2004 SpongeBob movie. Here is the 1984 tune by Twisted Sister, I Wanna Rock. throw is a 1983 hit by Yale, Rainbow in the Dark.
Worcester here at Triway High School, where it is halftime of the Division 7 Regional Semifinal, and it is Dalton leading Lucas by a score of 28-3. Here at Hines, Eric Well, my 100.1 tonight, iHeartRadio, teaming up with our friends at the OH Report. And as we do, let's run down the scoring summary. And Travis Berardi has the stats tallied. We'll get to those in a moment. We'll give you the scoring summary first. At the 5:10 mark of the opening quarter, Lucas chewed up about half of the opening quarter, and Aiden Cullers booted a 41-yard field goal that, I mean, just snuck across the bar, made it 3-0 Lucas. But Dalton scores, and they score in a hurry. At the 3:41 mark, a 61-yard touchdown pass on 3rd and long, and went from the quarterback studs to their stud wide receiver, Jaden Malone. 61 yards, touchdown, point after good, made it 7-3. At the 1:24 mark, on their 4th play of the game, a 54-yard touchdown run by Dalton Slayball, point after good, made it 14-3 Dalton. And that's how we wrapped up the opening quarter, 14-3 Dalton. In the second quarter, at the 3:10 mark, it was a 14-yard touchdown throw. Studs to Malone, 21-3 Dalton. And it took them 36 seconds to really fly right down the field, about 60 yards. It was a 24-yard touchdown run by Jaden Slayball, his second score of the first half. Point after good, made it 28-3, and that is our halftime score here at Jack Miller Field here at Triway High School in Worcester. And boy, Travis Berardi is right on it. There are
He's in there, buddy.
Yeah, there are our stats. And 286 total yards for Dalton, 91 for Lucas, but we found out 286 yards on 18 plays is
man.
nearly 16 a play.
16 yards of play, and 147 that's through the air, 139 on the ground. For Dalton, 3 penalties, 20 yards. They did have the 1 turnover, and then you go over to the other side, and you can look at Lucas, and they got 91 total yards, which is very uncharacteristic because they only have 61 yards on the ground, 30 through the air. 5 penalties for 40 yards, and here's the big one. This is just what you don't see Lucas do. They have the 2 turnovers, and Dalton's the real deal. I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due, and they have played really, really well. They're athletic. They're well coached. Defensively, when you play Lucas, that's a sledgehammer. So the only way to match a sledgehammer is to meet it with a sledgehammer, and I feel like Dalton's done a good job of reallocating where the line of scrimmage is, either neutralizing or even pushing it into the Lucas backfield. And when you do that, that causes the foot-to-foot wing T offense a lot of troubles. And then offensively, Dalton's just kind of, we've already said it, I mean, 286 yards on 18 plays. They're kind of doing whatever they want.
Eric, 286 yards in 5 minutes on those 18 plays. Think about that.
That 5 minutes, you're right. We played, 24 minutes of football, and Lucas has had the ball for 19 minutes, and Dalton's had it for
about 5. Yeah.
So, once again, the time of possession's good when you're controlling it with a lead and you can score. But if you're not scoring and the other team, and you're a quick strike offense, like Dalton is, they don't need much time. As a matter of fact, in the first quarter, they had 4 offensive plays and had 2 touchdowns.
After the game, we will hand out our Gander Door Defensive Player of the Game. Gander Door serving the area with all your residential and commercial garage door needs. They're always in your neighborhood. Visit GanderDoor.com. Couple minutes away from the start of the third quarter, Division 7 regional semifinal again from Triway High School tonight here in Worcester. It's 28-3 Dalton. If you are Lucas and Dalton is going to start the third quarter with the football, I know it's obvious you need to stop and a score, but
right.
I think when you're down 25 points, maybe in a spot you normally are, you may tend to feel like you need to play quicker or maybe a different rhythm. If you're Lucas, you need scores and you need stops. That's the bottom line.
Right, and I know this sounds cliche, whatever you want to call it, but I mean, if you're Coach Spittler, you go in, you challenge your kids. And you talk to him about – because they can handle it. These guys have been around him for a long time, and he's probably, talking about competing hard. But in all seriousness, just worry about first down and then worry about second down. And then quite frankly, let's try to keep it from 16, 17, 15 yards a play. You know what I mean? Aaron, I'm serious. Let's just try to get to a third and medium. Does that make sense? Do that and see what happens, because you're not playing the scoreboard in the second half. You're literally playing to try to win the quarter and win the half. That's where you're at right now. Now listen, crazier things have happened. Lucas is a good football team. They're just not a real big come-from-behind type football team.
And we are just about ready for action here in quarter number 3. It will be Dalton to receive the football here to start the second half. And as we mentioned, Lucas has played for is trying to play in their 4th straight regional title.
Breaking away from the broadcast real quick here,
regional title since
with the
2017.
OH Report. Want to thank
the
our
Wayne County
sponsors
Athletic
on the OH
League,
Report side
we
tonight.
don't cover
Arrow
them. They're a little
Accounting
further
Company,
from us, but
Lucas
I know
Community
if you
Center,
come out of
Ohio Valley
that
Manufacturing, Pin
league
Reeds,
as the champion,
Specialty Tree Services,
really
TMS
tough,
Plus,
really good
Insurance
football
Sign
conference.
Company.
You know it's going to be a
Also
good
wanna
team.
thank the folks
and I
at
think a lot of
WMAN.
times, Eric, you see stats,
Aaron
but until
Hines,
you
Eric Will
see
on
it
the
with
call.
your eyes, you
Make
see
sure
the
to stick around
speed
afterwards
of Dalton and how impressive they are running and throwing.
Yeah, I mean,
Quarterback's been good throwing the ball too.
Right.
One of the players down there that stood
the
out
thing.
this
Yeah,
evening.
Studs
But
played
now
really
let's head
well
it back
today.
to the WMAN call.
Stats tells you a portion of the story. And we knew they were good because when you look at it, you see the stats. But then when you see it and you see the body and the human being behind the stats, you actually become more impressed because you realize how good is that league and how good are the teams that beat them.
Yeah. 2 losses on the year. They went unbeaten in conference play. Lucas tries a little onside as they squib it, and it's going to be fielded by one of the up men for Dalton. It was Colin Jones, who plays defensive tackle. The sophomore jumps up and grabs it at the 49-yard line. So Dalton will start the third quarter leading by 25 with dynamite field position just shy of midfield.
Hey, that's a great play by the offensive lineman there.
I know.
In that situation, cold hands coming out after half with a 15-mile-an-hour wind blowing almost directly out of the west.
Tell you what, we saw some people. Yeah, we saw some people down on the field. Very cold outside. Little screen going to be caught by Jaden Malone. He'll get inside the Lucas 45, down near the 43, as the Cubs will trip him up there. He gets close to 8 yards.
Yeah,
it was
good.
Braden Jackson that got him with a couple of hands. I think somebody else got in there too. Aiden Culler got in there as well. Ball is at the 43 of Lucas. We're just 30 seconds here into quarter number 3. 28-3 Dalton. 4 wide receivers. Slayball beside the quarterback in the gun. He'll hand it Slayball left side. Will get the Home and Kitchen Supply first down inside the 40 and down near the 38-yard line. And he'll be tackled right there. Noah Langston in on the stop. Eric, his first step is quick.
He is explosive. Schleybaugh is really explosive. I mean, he literally put his left foot in the ground, and I mean, he was 2 yards down the field now. You can't coach that, Aaron. You can't coach it. You either have it or you don't. He has all those things you talk about as a coach that you can't coach, the vision and the explosion.
First and 10 Dalton, the Lucas 38-yard line. Stutt's going to throw it. Got it again to Malone, and he'll be down to the Lucas 30-yard line. Give him 8. Lucas was right there defensively, but I'll tell you what, the quarterback just rolled to the right a little bit. threw a nice fastball. Malone caught it, dove down to the 30.
Yeah, and once again staying ahead, head of the chains here, 8 yards right there. Like I said, now just play second down. If you're Lucas, just play second down. Now look at this, Aaron. Lucas has a 5-man box here, so that's why you're seeing a lot of Schley-ball. I mean, you technically could run the ball every play here.
4 wide receivers. A quarterback hit as he throws it. Got it to Beatty. Eluded a tackle of Barrett inside the 25 and down near the 24 as Lucas makes the stop. Braden Jackson in on the stop for the Lucas Cubs at the 24, but that is another first down, and a lot of attention to Malone, but Beatty, another tough receiver.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's, I believe after today, he's going to have well over 500 yards on the year, so he continues to increase his totals.
First down 10, Dalton at the Lucas 24. 10 minutes to play, third quarter, 28-3 Dalton. 2 wide receivers left. They'll hand it off to Geyser, and he'll be drilled and dropped. Good penetration by the Lucas Cubs, and that's Noah Langston, second leading tackler on Lucas, approaching 100 tackles on the year, came flying right in there to greet him.
Yep, that's a great job coming from his linebacker spot there, just reading it all the way. And how about that, getting one of the few negative yards that they've had coming into the day. 18% of all of the defensive snaps that Lucas has had have been negative plays. That's crazy. Today they haven't had many.
Yeah, here we go now on second down and long. They'll hand it off. Schley-ball trying to get the corner. He does, and he'll beat a man down the sideline. He's going to tightrope that sideline. Is he in? I think he scored.
Yeah, he's in.
Far side of the field, he scores.
He is good.
It did not look like he was going to get inside the 15-yard line, get knocked out of bounds, and he tightroped that sideline and marched into the end zone 24 yards.
I mean, he's twitchy, he's fast, he's explosive. I mean, he is the fastest. Oh, man, I mean, look at that. Just jumps over, wraps the ball around. I'll tell you what, man, they're the real deal. Now you got a running clock. Who'd have thought coming into this game Lucas would have had a running clock against them? That's just showing you how good this Dalton team is.
Third touchdown for Schley-ball here in the ballgame. Point after by Miller, up and good, and we'll step aside. 9:15 to go here, third quarter. It is Dalton 35, Lucas 3. Back in a minute. You're listening to high school playoff football on My 100.1.
When you're a local business owner, getting your business online can be a painful, expensive undertaking. But it doesn't have to be. With TMS Plus Digital Essentials, you'll get 6 essential services to launch your digital marketing, all for one low monthly price. Cut through the noise of today's digital world. No hype, just results. That's TMS Plus. Visit tmsplus.com now for your free digital snapshot and for a chance to win a free 5-page website.
Back here at Triway High School in Worcester after the third rushing touchdown for Jaden Schley-ball. Kickoff going to be fielded by the Lucas Cubs. The return man across the 35 and put him down at the 36-yard line. So we've been introduced to Jaden Schley-ball, who's got some wheels.
Yeah, Schley-ball is the real deal. Tell you what, Aaron, I mean, he's the best running back we've seen this year.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, and one of the best wide receivers we've seen in Malone.
Right.
I know Shelby's got a couple great ones.
No, he's in that
conversation.
In the ballpark.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, he wouldn't. I mean, he's a long, lean, explosive athlete.
Schley-ball has stolen the show tonight, 35-3. The lead Dalton over Lucas. Cubs will hand the football this time as they work it to the near side. He scored a touchdown a week ago. Grayson Jackson, the sophomore, scored one late in the game in the win over Malvern a week ago. Will carry it from the 36-yard line to the 38, so give him 2. And as Eric mentioned, a running clock right now. It is a 32-point Dalton lead, 35-3, 8:24 to go. We are in the third quarter of the Division 7 regional semifinal. I don't think anybody thought this is what we would see.
No, I don't think anybody thought that. I don't even know if Dalton thought that.
the way Lucas took half the first quarter off the clock and nearly had a touchdown. They got 3. They'll pitch it to the near side again. It's Grayson Jackson. Great cutback across the 40-45, and it'll be tackled at the 47-yard line. That is a home and kitchen supply first down on a great run by the sophomore.
Yeah, great job there. And once again, Lucas getting more bodies at the point of attack, and Dalton did not do a good job of setting the edge to make the running back cut back into pursuit. So nice job there on the student body pitch there. That's the old school just buck sweep there.
So Lucas, 1st and 10, the ball at their own 47-yard line. 7:38 to play here in quarter number 3. And again, it's 35-3 Dalton. Cubs at the line. They'll pitch the football up the middle, and again, that's Grayson Jackson. He'll get into Dalton territory, work his way down to the 46-yard line. So Grayson Jackson with 3 carries, and the Cubs quickly into Bulldog territory.
Yeah, nice job here. Just now, this is Lucas football. This is what we expect to see right here, and you know what? You're probably going to see the same thing right here. Listen, Lucas is not going to overthink themselves here. If it's working, and they've had 2 big-time plays off that, just go ahead and run it again.
2nd down and 3. And they're going to hand it off to Zane Finley, and they are just going to plow their way ahead. Zane Finley, now that's your guy down to the Dalton 40-yard line. Home and kitchen supply first down, just right up the middle.
Yeah, that's a lot of man running behind there, right? You know, and for him to be able to kind of get he just runs so low, and his legs are so thick. There's no way that's fun trying to tackle that young man.
Update for you, Newark Catholic leading East Knox halftime Division 7 regional semifinal. It is Newark Catholic 15, East Knox 7. So that ball game within a score. Lucas going to pitch it to the near side again. It's the sophomore running the football, Grayson Jackson. He'll get inside the 35 and down near the 34. So give him 6 yards on that carry. 2nd and 4, Lucas. Clock running, 6:10 to play, 3rd quarter. Again, Dalton leading 35-3, but the Cubs trying to get that first touchdown of the night and get that running clock to stop.
Yeah, well, and here's the thing. You know, you're getting a good look at the future a little bit here with Jackson.
Yeah,
running
sophomore,
the ball really well. They got a nice sophomore there, and he's running really well.
And they'll do a double handoff. Grant Barrett's got it this time, waits for a block, breaks a tackle. He'll get inside the 30, down near the 28-yard line. Good job again by the Lucas Cubs. That time, senior Grant Barrett in on the stop that time. It was middle linebacker Grant Johnson for Dalton, but that 5-yard gain is enough for a home and kitchen supply first down. So the Cubs moving the chains again, 3rd time on this drive.
And we haven't seen them this deep into Bulldog territory since the first quarter.
First drive.
And this has been a really nice drive.
Been a Lucas drive, has it not?
Yes, absolutely.
5.5 to go, 3rd quarter. Cubs trailing 35-3. They'll pitch it again to Grant Barrett, breaks a tackle. Actually, I'm sorry, not Grant Barrett. That's Jackson again.
Yeah,
they get it to Grayson Jackson again. He'll get inside the 25 and down near the 22.
That's a compliment, Aaron.
Yeah.
Say he looks like Grant Barrett, because we know Grant's a great football player.
By the way, Grayson Jackson, 6 feet even, 174-pound sophomore.
Yeah, and you can tell. I mean, listen, it's obvious to see what he's going to be in the future. In the next 2 years, you're going to see him getting a lot. He's the next great one in the line.
I like that. 2nd down and 3. Lucas at the 22 of Dalton. They're going to go right up the middle. Rugby scrum inside the 20 and down near the 17-yard line. That's your boy again, Zane Finley, as he would quote, that's a Scooby snack up the middle.
There you go. That's a Scooby snack. And a lot of offenses, that guy would be playing a little guard, maybe center. He gets to tote the pill. He blocks a lot for it, but he also gets to carry it quite a bit. So, he was our game changer. I think week 3 or 4 when we had him. So that was fun.
By the way, Coach Spittler said if you want to carry the rock, you got to block.
That's right.
That's what he told him.
That's right.
All right. So the Cubs 1st down and 10. This will go to Grant Barrett. Goes one way, cuts back. Dalton right there defensively. Siders also Grant Johnson in on the stop that time for Dalton. Put him down near the 16-yard line. We have an update on Cary Crestview, and it's not good news locally. Cary 28, Crestview nothing. 3rd quarter down at Marion Harding.
Yeah, that I can guarantee you that game's over unless something major happens, because Cary's defense is grossly good.
2nd down, 8. Lucas at the 16-yard line.
There you go.
Grayson Jackson again, cuts it back inside the 10. He'll be tackled down near the 6-yard line. And the sophomore Grayson Jackson is really playing good here in the 3rd quarter.
Absolutely. That's a great job. And touchdown saving tackle there in the back end.
That was Beatty.
There. Yeah, Beatty doing a nice job there getting him down, but not before another first down. So we had a 1st and goal from the 7.
1st and goal. Lucas, they'll power it up the middle. That's Zane Finley. Work his way down near the 3. It's funny. You always know Zane Finley has it when you don't see who gets the ball. They
you don't
turn
see
it
who
around
gets it. And it's funny. It's like he just disappears into the offensive line, and then it just falls forward for like 8 yards.
Yeah, it's amazing. Lucas, 2nd and goal at the 3. They'll hand it to Grayson Jackson running the left side, and Dalton like a brick wall will stop him. Schlaball and others for virtually no gain. Grant Johnson, and also defensive back coming up was Bryce Johnson, the strong safety. No gain at the 3. Good job by Dalton on that left side.
Yeah, and listen, it's just like the passing game. The end zone shrunk, so you have a little bit less of the pass game. I wouldn't be as opposed to give this back to Zane. Give it to the big boy. Seems like when they just turn, snap, hand it to him. It's you just do that wedge straight forward. They've had a lot of success moving bodies straight forward here on this drive.
Smolin is in the gun on 3rd and goal from the 3. They'll bring Grant Barrett in motion, hand him the football. He'll dive, and he is in. Touchdown, Lucas Cubs. A 3-yard score by senior Grant Barrett, and that O-line really did work on that drive.
That's a great drive. That's it. That looked like Lucas football. That's what we've seen for 12 weeks, right? Well, 11 anyways, because I know they missed a game in there, but this being the 12th week, but for 11 weeks, that's Lucas football. That's what we've seen, and so it's nice. It's refreshing to see him come out offensively after the half and just really methodically march down the field and put one up.
I think they're going to go for 2.
Absolutely, might as well, man.
Yeah. Down now 35-9 as they're going to direct snap it. That's Corbin Toms, and he is in the Wildcat, and Lucas has 2. We'll step aside with 2:13 to play in the 3rd quarter. It's Dalton 35, Lucas 11. Back in a minute. You're listening to high school playoff football on My 100.1.
If you've got a tree problem, you need Specialty Tree and Bucket Service. Spring is on the way. Beat the rush and get started today. Call 419-651-6233 or visit specialtytreeohio.com for a free estimate.
Man, what should I listen to on the OH Report today? Dude, listen to the Friday Night Pigskin. You got highlights and scores from all around the area.
The OH Report podcast has more than just football.
No, listen to the Pigskin. The Pigskin.
Podcast.
Pigskin. Pigskin.
Podcast.
Pigskin. Why not
Podcast.
Pigskin?
Podcast.
Dude, clean your ears out, man.
Bro, there's so much space in here.
Back here at Triway High School after the Lucas touchdown and 2-point conversion was good. Kickoff by Aiden Cutler will go out of bounds and around the 11-yard line. So Dalton will have good field position as they'll have their 2nd drive of the 2nd half. And we have 2:13 to play here in quarter number 3. This is the Division 7 regional semifinal. The number 4 seed Dalton leading the number 1 seed Lucas 35-11. High school football on iHeartRadio, powered by Stone Ridge and Lexington, where teamwork is one of their top core values. You can join their team at stoneridge.com/careers. And Eric, right now would be a great time. Turnover, a stop, something if you're Lucas, because you just got that running clock to stop.
Absolutely.
You cut it under 30 points. Can you get a takeaway? Maybe your defense somehow gets a pick six or a scoop and score, something to get another score.
Yes. Yeah, and
still a big mountain to climb, I know. But
no, you're right, Aaron. But, that's all you can do, right, is the next play.
And as the next play goes, as they move a man in motion, you are all over it. Delay of game on Dalton. And it's sometimes weird when you see that coming out of a change of possession.
Really, there's no excuse. You can't – it's just – I know within the flow of the of a drive it can happen, especially the way teams now are kind of seeing the defense and then they're changing the play or checking the play. But you can't come out from off the side and, after a change of possession and have a, delay a game. That's just not good.
So Dalton from their own 30-yard line. Quarterback, actually, Jaden Malone will take the direct snap. He'll roll left side. Line of scrimmage again, the 30. He'll work his way across the field left side and go out of bounds near the 34. So Lucas did a pretty good job there defensively.
Absolutely.
Anytime Jaden Malone has his hands on it, he's a speedster, and they're actually going to say he went out at the 33. So give him just 3 yards. Second down and long coming up for Dalton. The ball at their own 33-yard line. 2:02 to go, third quarter. Dalton 35, Lucas 11. Cubs just scored and got the 2-point conversion. Dalton, 2 wide receivers. They'll fake the handoff. Stutt's going to roll, throw it right side, nearly intercepted. Corbin Toms comes in and bats it away from the receiver, Malone at the 39.
Yeah, that's a great job there,
Watch
breaking
him
on the
knife
ball. And that's that little curl route. They run the sprint out with the curl behind it. And listeners, you see that 2-3 times. You got that's part of understanding what someone's trying to do to you. That's a read and react play. Great job by Toms there. Now, listen, this is what you want. You got a 3rd down and long. It's a 3rd and 11, maybe a 3rd and 12. You put them in an obvious pass situation. See what they got here.
3rd and 11, Dalton, their own 33-yard line. Lucas trying to get a big stop. Handoff, sleigh ball, working to the near side, trying to get the corner. Got it near the 40, cuts back, and he'll get across the 40 and out of bounds.
Man, I can't believe they didn't throw. I thought for sure they were going to throw a flag there.
He'll go out at the 44-yard line, about a yard shy of the first down. One of the Cubs.
There's a flag. They just threw a flag. I don't know who it's on. Oh, they're going to call it on.
One of the Cubs you could see on the replay and from the OH report, Braden Spittler and Aiden Culler were riding him out of bounds.
That's an unsportsmanlike. That's the second one. That's a good call. Listen, man.
I didn't see it was on Lucas.
It was on Lucas's sideline. I think it was on. It wasn't on Coach Spittler. It was on one of his assistants. You can't do that. Listen, the officials are going to tell you, we will talk to the head coach. When you're an assistant coach, when you're a player, you've got to stay quiet. You can't chew on the officials here. You've got to stay back. You've got to let the head coach communicate.
All right, so that is a big penalty. Not only does Dalton get a first down, they have the ball at the Lucas 41. They were shy. They were on their own 44.
Yeah, and you had an opportunity to get off the field there, Aaron.
And now Dalton will hand it off to Geyser to the near side. Good job by Lucas. J.D. Cox will grab him after about a 3-yard gain down to the 38-yard line. As the senior J.D. Cox in on the stop clock, reading 1:33 to play in the third quarter. It's Dalton 35, Lucas 11. Still a big hill to climb, but boy, without that penalty, you could have got off the field, could have got it back, another score.
Well, and what you don't like about that, Aaron, is that came from the sideline. You know what I mean? That you're taking that away from the players.
Second down at the Lucas 38-yard line for Dalton. They're going to throw it left side. Quarterback got it out there to Beatty inside the 20. We're thrown out of bounds around the 15-yard line. As Lucas, that time on the tackle was Braden Spittler, rode him to the ground. But I'll tell you what, Beatty with a nice route and a good throw again from Stutz.
Because he's rolling out to his left, throwing with his right, and then he throws it in between the corner, or over top of the corner under the safety. That's a great throw.
First down again. Holman Kitchen Supply first down. Put him at the Lucas 15-yard line. 1:06 to play, third quarter. 35-11 is the Dalton lead. And Dalton with 2 wide receivers to the right. The back is Schlayball, and he'll get the football up the middle. Tries to make a man miss. Jump cut inside the 10, down near the 5-yard line.
I'll be honest with you, Aaron.
He hit that first step is unreal.
Aaron, I'm going to be honest with you. What did he have last week? 3-something?
He had 357 last week, school record, 4 scores.
Aaron, I'm going to be honest with you. If they wanted to, they could hand him the ball every play, and he could probably go for 400 yards. I think that they're just diverse in what they do, and they spread it around, because I have seen no signs that you can stop that kid giving him the ball.
2nd and 1 from the Lucas 6. They'll hand it off again, and he'll run into a Lucas brick wall inside the 5, down near the 4. Good job, Grant Barrett and J.D. Cox and Noah Langston all there. Unfortunately, it's enough for a first down to the 4, but that was tough sledding inside.
And here's where you get to be creative. So if you're Dalton here, if I were Dalton, I would actually try to score here even before the quarter, just because I'd want to come out with a running clock if all possible, but it looks like they're going to take this into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, there's 11 seconds to play here in the third, and they're going to walk to the sideline, and we'll step aside. 3 quarters in the books. It's Dalton 35, Lucas 11. You're listening to high school playoff football on My 100.1.
When you're a local business owner, getting your business online can be a painful, expensive undertaking. But it doesn't have to be. With TMS Plus Digital Essentials, you'll get 6 essential services to launch your digital marketing, all for one low monthly price. Cut through the noise of today's digital world. No hype, just results. That's TMS Plus. Visit tmsplus.com now for your free digital snapshot and for a chance to win a free 5-page website.
Start of the fourth quarter here at Triway High School in Worcester, 35-11. Dalton over Lucas, 186 yards and 3 touchdowns on 14 carries for Slayball. They'll hand it off to start the fourth quarter, and they are going to hand it off left side, and they are in. The Dalton Bulldogs are in. Different back this time in the football game. Yep. It's Tate Geiser. We've seen him a few times carrying the football, but that time he got it into the end zone, 40 yards out. And Dalton scores again, a big score to start the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's a great job there. He's a power back. You can tell that. There's not a lot of moving around and trying to miss bodies. He wants the contact, and he wants to run through people.
Point after by Miller. Snap, hold. Lucas nearly got in there. Kick is up, and it is good, and we'll step aside. 11:54 to go in the game. It's now Dalton 42 and Lucas 11. You're listening to high school playoff football on My 100.1.
If you've got a tree problem, you need Specialty Tree and Bucket Service. Spring is on the way. Beat the rush and get started today. Call 419-651-6233 or visit specialtytreeohio.com for a free estimate.
Man, what should I listen to on the OH Report today? Dude, listen to the Friday Night Pigskin. You got highlights and scores from all around the area.
The OH Report podcast has more than just football.
No, listen to the Pigskin. The Pigskin.
Podcast.
Pigskin. Pigskin.
Podcast.
Pigskin.
Why
not
podcast.
Pigskin?
Podcast. Podcast.
Dude, clean your ears out, man.
Bro, there's so much space in here.
Back at Triway High School here in Worcester. Kickoff after the touchdown by Tate Geiser of Dalton. Is another one of those squib kicks. Lucas will recover the football, and they'll put him down at the 37-yard line as Dalton now leading 42-11 as we start the fourth quarter here, Eric. And I'll tell you what, it's really been amazing to watch Dalton because they really are a balanced team. They can run it. They can throw it. This is a team you feel can make a deep run here in the playoffs.
Absolutely. They're a really good football team no matter who they play next week. And here's the thing. You're talking about 8 teams left, man, so they're all good. We know that.
And we know the Cubs, a very good football team. That's what makes Dalton so impressive tonight.
Absolutely. And you know, listen, man, a lot of this stuff comes up with matchups. You know, like what Dalton's strengths are that matches up well against some of the weaknesses or some of the things that they can expose, at least, that they can take advantage of with the Lucas group. So you got to give credit.
Carry that time 40 yards for Zane Finley. 28-7 Warren JFK over Norwalk St. Paul. And that'll be the winner of the game tonight. We'll play the winner of Warren JFK and Norwalk St. Paul. I believe that Travis said that was in the third quarter as Lucas will hand the football off, and we may have an injury on the carry. And that is Zane Finley, who is laying down just shy of the 45-yard line at the 44. So hopefully everything okay with Zane, as he's going to get up right now, or try to get up. At least Coach Spittler on his way out, so we'll keep it right here. Coming up after the game, we will select our Spitzer Motors game changer, whose hustle and effort changes tonight's game for his team. Again, all courtesy of the good people at Spitzer Motors, West 4th Street in Ontario. We mentioned, of course, the brand new Kias, but also four-wheel drive trucks and Jeeps. Got some great lease deals. Stop on by and see them. West 4th Street, Ontario. Anytime at drivespitzer.com. And, hey, you can feel it in the air. Winter is coming.
Coming. I think it's here. I saw snow. There was some snow Friday night. There was some spitting today. Tomorrow, yeah, they're going to be
break the sled out tomorrow, right?
I don't know about that. It's more like get the fire going and hang out inside.
How about time for warmer socks? How about that, right?
Absolutely. Get the wool socks ready.
It's that time of the year.
That's right.
And Spitzer Motors will get you through anything winter can throw at you. Stop by and see them. West 4th Street, Ontario. Anytime at drivespitzer.com. All right, Lucas, 3rd down and about 4. This is actually about 3, and they're going to hand the football off from their own 44-yard line. And the quarterback going to keep it that time and will not have the first down, about a yard shy out to the 46-yard line. So 4th down and about a yard, Lucas at their own 46. They have to get to the 47. 10:21 to go in the game. It's now a running clock again. It's a 31-point lead, for Dalton at 42-11. So Cubs on 4th and a yard will pack it in at the line of scrimmage. They'll pitch it to Grayson Jackson, left side. Got the first down into Dalton territory. Home and Kitchen Supply first down, still dragging the pile down near the 47-yard line.
Yeah, nice job there. Just turn and pitch, and you just go find the crease and got the first down, extends the drive, keeps things moving here for the Cubs. And the Cubs have done more positive things offensively this half, so that is the silver lining in this cloud.
And maybe the other silver lining is your sophomore Grayson Jackson kind of maybe being more introduced as the next guy running the ball.
Absolutely, and he's done a really nice job running the football.
First down and 10, double handoff. Grant Barrett will get it, break a tackle, have a guy on his back inside the 45 and down near the 41-yard line as Grant Barrett still running hard. Boyd Ellett, among others, in on the stop. Also, Colin Jones, the sophomore defensive tackle. 41-yard line of Dalton, so a 6-yard carry. 2nd and 4, Lucas. Again at the Dalton 41-yard line. I'll tell you, the Cubs average most games 5 or 6 yards a carry, and we've seen a lot more of that in the second half.
The second half has been more Lucas football, and the thing is, they really haven't had to throw it. That's been the nice thing about it.
2nd and 4, handoff. Grant Barrett got a Home and Kitchen Supply first down inside the 35. He'll be tackled at the 30, so that's an 11-yard scamper for senior Grant Barrett. Got some good blocking. Even the quarterback Smullen got in there.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a touchdown saving tackle there by Malone.
Yeah.
That was a big time because Barrett was running well, right. Keeps the clock moving now as we approach 8.5. And, it's almost a shame. You wish maybe we could have saw a little bit more of this in the first half.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Lucas really has moved the ball on their drives this half. They'll pitch it to Grant Barrett, working to the near side. Big hole, 20. Near the 15, he'll be rowed to the turf just shy of the 15-yard line. Tate Geiser, the linebacker, in on the stop, but he goes from the 30 down near the 16-yard line, so a 14-yard run in the last 2 carries, about 35 yards for Grant Barrett.
I tell you what, in the last 2 drives, Lucas has looked more like themselves than the whole first half.
Cubs again, first down and 10. They're at the Dalton 16-yard line. Under 8 to play here in the ball game. They'll hand it off to Grayson Jackson, fighting for yards down near the 10. So he'll get 6 yards, and they've been averaging that 5 to 7 yards a play here in the second half. And Lucas will have 2nd down and about 4. And the ball will be at the Dalton 10-yard line. 7.5 to go in the game. 42-11. Is the lead for Dalton. The Cubs pitch the ball to Grant Barrett, working to the right side. Got a good block, cuts it back toward the middle, inside the 5, and he'll dive down near the 2, maybe even the 1. Grant Barrett did not get in, knee down. Looks like they'll put him at about the 2. I'll tell you what, Grant Barrett and Grayson Jackson, they've just been alternating here on the handoffs. We'll see who they go into the end zone with here. Cubs, again, have it 1st and goal at the 2. They'll pitch it to Grant Barrett. I believe that was Barrett, and he's
he's
going to get
in.
into the end zone. It is a touchdown for the Lucas Cubs. Touchdown, Lucas Cubs, as they are in.
Yeah, great job there. I think it was Grant Barrett.
See who they pitched it to that time. Was it Barrett?
Yep.
Yeah, it was Grant Barrett on the touchdown run for the Lucas Cubs, a 2-yarder. As Grant Barrett scores.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Second time tonight.
Offensively, this has been a completely different half. I mean, they have 2 touchdowns, moved the ball extremely well. They've actually kept pace with the Bulldogs. What did I say coming out, Aaron? Don't play the scoreboard, just play the half.
Lucas will go for 2. And it's Corbin Toms in at the quarterback spot. He'll go one way, make a man miss, now come back to the middle. Penalty markers come out. He'll be tackled at around the 5-yard line. Good job defensively that time. Boyd Ellett made the tackle. He's been all over the field defensively for Dalton. Chasing him down. Number 80 will get, actually, I'm sorry, it wasn't Boyd Ellett. I'm sorry, it was in on the stop. It was Colin Jones, the defensive tackle. And we're going to have a penalty on Lucas. It will be declined. Yes. And so the try for 2 is no good, and that will keep our score of Dalton 42 and Lucas 17. So 2-point conversion try, no good. But Lucas with another score, second of the night for Grant Barrett, who's had a great career here at Lucas. Of course, over 1,100, now over 1,200 yards. Yeah. That'll give him 19 touchdowns on the year. He's got over 100 tackles. What a career he's had wearing that Cubs jersey.
And I'm glad to see him get in the end zone in this game. You know, give him a touchdown. He, he's meant so much to this program the last 3-4 years, and like I said, they've kept pace. I mean, Aaron, right now we're looking at what this would be a 14-14 game right now. And that's what I'm saying. That, and I know it's not. It's 42-17. You can't discount the first half. It's a 4-quarter game. But what I'm saying is, just for the standpoint of Lucas, that's the sign that people need to look at when you look at a game like this, where you said, okay, it was 28-3 going into half, but you played even coming out. That's the sign that your kids care. That's the sign that the coaches are doing well.
And Lucas with the onside kick, going to be fielded by Dalton, and one of the big guys, Quentin Lehman, junior defensive tackle, who's on that special teams.
Man, he's got soft hands. Look at that.
We saw Colin Jones earlier field one, and they'll start in Lucas territory at the 49-yard line. But when the big guys got the soft hands on special teams, that's big for Dalton, and they'll have it at the Lucas 49-yard line. No more running clock with Lucas. Scoring again, and I think the point you mentioned, under 7 to play in the game, and it's 42-17 Dalton, and the Bulldogs have the ball now, but Lucas has matched them here in the second half. That's your point.
It's a 14-14 second half game.
So Dalton 1st and 10 at the Lucas 49-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the right. The quarterback will get a low snap, hand it to Schlabel, working to the near side quickly. He'll get out of bounds inside the 45, down near the 42. Aiden Culler and company ride him out of bounds. But I'll tell you what, anytime you watch Schlabel run, you just feel if you give him a crease, he could take you to the house.
Absolutely. He's really, really good, and he's got great vision. He's extremely explosive. I really do think he's the fastest player on the field, but he's the twitchiest as well.
Well, you made a good point. Anytime he touches it, you feel he may go.
Yes.
2nd down and 3. Dalton handoff to Schlabel, and J.D. Cox grabs him around the waist and will tackle him at the 40-yard line. It'll be about a yard shy of the first down to the Lucas 40-yard line. 6:33 to go in the game. 42-17 Dalton here in the Division 7 regional semifinal from a cold Worcester Triway High School. And I'll tell you what, nice facilities here.
Yeah, it is really nice. The turf's really nice. Yeah, it's a beautiful facility.
You've been fed well.
I've been fed. Yes.
Travis has been fed well.
They brought it to us. Yeah, my man Travis just polished off his second hot dog there, so that's okay. He hadn't had dinner.
Yeah,
he hadn't had dinner. Listen, this is. Let's be honest. Who's turning down free food?
He's a busy man.
Right.
3rd down and 1. At the Lucas 40, snap to Stutz. He will not get the first down. Lucas did a terrific job. A couple guys came knifing in. One of the first guys through was Eric Barino, the senior. Got a hand on him. He got some help, and they'll ride him down. It was Grant Barrett with the help. Put him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain, bringing up 4th and about a yard for Dalton.
Yeah, here we go. So what are we going to do here? We're going to punt. We're going to go for it. I'd go for it if I was them. I mean,
They haven't punted tonight.
But, yeah, we'll see if they do. I mean, listen, the way it is right now with even this clock running, it's not like you're worried about losing the game. Here we go.
Their punter is Will Carmichael, who maybe doesn't get his name mentioned a lot because they don't punt a lot, but I will say his name. 4th down and a yard from the Lucas 40-yard line. They'll turn around, hand it off to Geyser, and Tate Geyser will have a home and kitchen supply first down. He'll dive down near the 37-yard line. Needed a yard and got close to 4.
Yeah.
And they'll move the chains again with 5:05 to play here in the football game.
Yeah, that's going to keep the clock moving there. The chains get set here, and, man, look at that carry score.
Carry 42, Crestview 7 in the 4th quarter. If you're just tuning us in tonight, either game, Lucas or Crestview, I don't think this is what you were thinking.
No. Well, I thought this would be a little more competitive, more like the second half, actually.
Right.
And then the Cary, I thought Cary might be able to get a win there, but I didn't think it would be that decisive.
As on first down, a little screen, nearly intercepted. Big Colin Arnold got his paw on it, nearly brought it down, knocks the pass down.
That's a great play.
That's a great play.
Great play. And
Left hand.
It's kind of funny because even coming out of the gate, he kind of stumbled out of his stance, and it almost allowed him to kind of almost be a half beat late for the screen. So that's an excellent job there by
Colin
Arnold. Yeah, that's a fantastic play, actually.
He spoke with us last week. The O-line was the player of the game, Spitzer Motors game changer. He grabbed the mic and talked about them a week ago. 2nd down 10, Dalton the ball at the Lucas 37-yard line. 4:29 to go in the game, 42-17 Dalton. Handoff right up the middle as the back will plow his way ahead. It was the QB. Stutz will keep it, lower the shoulder down to the 32-yard line.
I will say this. I don't have a problem with your starters being in the game, but I
don't know about that late in the game, right?
Me personally, I do not want my quarterback taking a shot when you're up 42-17 with about 4 minutes to go in the game. I'm going to go ahead and defer to my running backs in that situation, make sure that the clock's running, and keep my quarterback upright because they're going to need his arm to win a game further down the road here.
And it will be 3rd down and 5. Dalton at the Lucas 32-yard line. They'll hand it off to Schlabel. Breaks a tackle down the sideline. Cuts it back at the 10, and he will score.
Dude, he's like legit.
32 yards, his 4th score of the night, but hang on. There is a penalty back at the 32-yard line. It is a hold that is going to wipe out an incredible run and cutback.
Dude, he did a he did a jump cut to the right that was 5 yards. That was incredible.
Smooth.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, people watching this on the OH report can see it. I mean,
it's a shame in the highlight world that doesn't count.
I know it is. You still put that on your recruiting film, though, because they don't have to know that it was a penalty. But, man, I'll tell you what, that was an incredible run. That looked like Travis running to get that last hot dog. He did a jump cut, boom, hot dog. Done.
Travis is telling me that was video game live.
And it wasn't a flag, it was a drop napkin.
Yeah. 3rd down now and long. 15 yards to go for Dalton at the Lucas 42. The quarterback's going to throw it, nearly intercepted as Lucas, that time Corbin Toms nearly stepped in front of that one. If he'd have had that, that'd have been 6 the other way.
Absolutely.
That was around the 41, threw it at the 31-yard line with great read by Toms.
Yeah, and that's the play. Toms has batted that down the last 2 times. You know what's funny is the QB actually missed the skinny post working back across the middle of the field to Malone. If he throws that, it's there.
It is 4th down now for Dalton. 15 yards to go at the Lucas 42-yard line. 3:17 to go in the game. 42-17 Dalton on top here in the 4th quarter. They're not in punting formation. As the quarterback will take the snap, roll to the right, and he's going to throw it down the field and overthrow Malone. Went off his hand at around the 15-yard line.
And that time he missed the wide-open wheel route. So he threw the play that he should have thrown last time and missed the wheel route that was wide open this time. So, I do like Dalton's pass concepts, though. They work really, really well together, and you can generally find that gap in that opening. But, hey, Lucas gets the ball back, 3:09 here, a little bit of energy. Got their first real true stop of the game.
Absolutely. Cubs with a big stop, and, boy, what they would love to do is go down and at least put one more score on the board before we head out of here
That's
tonight. 3:09 to go in the game, fourth quarter, 42-17 Dalton Cubs, first and 10. At their own 42-yard line. They'll pitch the football. Grant Barrett working to the near side across the 45. Midfield, Dalton territory. He'll step out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So Grant Barrett, nice run right there. And the Cubs quickly with the home and kitchen supply first down.
This has been a completely different half offensively for.
It's looked like Lucas.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, like I said, what could have been, right? You know, I mean, and here's the thing. Dalton's playing their starting defense. This has not been against a second or third group or a JV group. Like, this has been varsity big boy football here.
Lucas, first and 10 at the Dalton 45-yard line. 3:03 to go in the game. Again, they trail 42-17. They'll work it to the near side. It's Barrett again. He'll get about 40 yards down to the 41. Be tackled right there. Bryce Johnson, the strong safety, the junior, in on the stop. And we'll have a timeout taken by Dalton. We will keep it right here. 2:54 to go in the football game. Again, Lucas, second down and 6 yards to go at the Dalton 41-yard line, trailing 42-17. High school football on iHeartRadio. It is powered all season long by Stone Ridge in Lexington, where teamwork is one of their top core values. You can join their team at stoneridge.com/careers. After the game, we will hand out our Gander Door Defensive Player of the Game. So we'll be talking about that coming up in the post-game show. Gander Door, all your residential and commercial garage door needs. They're always in your neighborhood. Visit ganderdoor.com. Quick timeout by the defense for Dalton. Lucas will come out.
They're reeling, man. I mean, that's like a legit timeout because they flat can't stop Lucas right now.
Lucas will pitch the ball to the near side again. Grant Barrett waits for the block,
Fumble.
gets it. That ball almost came out.
Wow.
Grant Barrett secured it. Maybe with his elbow. He'll get inside the 35, down near the 32. He'll have a home and kitchen supply first down. That ball nearly came out. It was Beatty that pulled on it, but the strength of Barrett, he kept it in his hand.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, I almost thought he was going to rip that thing out. I really did. I thought he was going to rip that thing out.
When coaches say hang on to that ball, watch Grant Barrett.
And cover the points because you want to make sure you cover the point and keep it high and tight right against your chest plate.
First and 10 at the Dalton 32, double handoff. Noah Langston, he'll work it left side. Broke a tackle inside the 25 and inside the 20, down near the 19. That's a 13-yard run, a home and kitchen supply first down for senior Noah Langston, and they're inside the red zone.
Absolutely.
Tate Geiser on the stop there for Dalton.
That's right. And, you know, we're now under we're hitting right at the 2:30 mark, and Lucas is going down to actually take the lead in the second half.
I like how you're wording
I'm
that.
telling you.
Lucas will pitch it to Noah Langston. Noah Langston up the middle. Good block. Inside the 15, down near the 12. Give him close to 6 yards on that carry. And again, Lucas will have it second down and about 3.
Yeah.
Nose of the ball at the 12 of Dalton. 2:07 to go in the game. 42-17 Dalton. But as you mentioned, Lucas, I think if you could take away, can you win this second half? Would be big walking off this field.
Then you can check that off, and I'm very impressed.
They'll pitch it to Grant Barrett, who had a man on his back, broke a tackle, get a few yards. Tate Geiser and Zane Finley, a little pushing and shoving there after the play. They'll put Grant Barrett down at the 9, so give him 3, and I think that's enough for a first down, right? He got to the 9, should be. Haven't moved the chains yet, but I believe that's enough.
Well, unless they're not spotting him at the 9.
Yep, there they go.
There you go.
Just
first
a little delayed. First and goal, Lucas at the 9 of Dalton. 1:43 to go in the football game. Again, 42-17 Dalton. Clock running. Cubs again trying to score their third time touchdown here in the second half. Under center, Smolin, they'll pitch it to Noah Langston. Double handoff. Barrett's got it inside the 5. He'll be tackled inside the 5, down near the 4. In on the stop was Schlaball, the stud running back who's got 4 touchdowns in the game. Put him down at the 4. So Lucas, second down and 4 at the Dalton 4 with 1:13 to go in the game.
So here we go.
Grayson Jackson's been good in the second half.
Oh,
Grant
absolutely.
Barrett has both scores tonight for Lucas.
Yep. So here we go. We got a, like I said, on the 4-yard line here. We're now under 15 on the play clock, under a minute in the game clock.
Second and goal, Lucas at the Dalton 4. Everybody set at the line of scrimmage. Quarterback Smollen's going to fake it, keep it, and into the end zone. No, he did hand it off. It was Noah Langston. Langston into the end zone. Touchdown, Lucas on a 4-yard run. And the Cubs have scored for the third time here in the second half.
Yeah, so right now, if they, they're probably going to go for 2 right here. And you know what you do? You onside kick it and see what happens.
There were 47 seconds left in the game. 4-yard touchdown run by Noah Langston. And as Eric mentioned, 42-23 is the lead for Dalton. The Cubs will go for 2. They'll bring Langston in motion, hand him the football, trying to work his way near the goal, and I don't think he's going to get in, and he will not. Dalton will sandwich him at around the 2, and I mean, there is Dalton players all over in the middle. Boyd Ellett, Colin Jones, among others in the middle. They'll stop him at the 2, so the 2-point conversion try is no good, and that gives us our score of Dalton 42 and Lucas 23, with just 47 seconds to play in the game. The one thing that you always know about the Lucas Cubs, they don't go down without a fight, right?
They play all the way to the end, and like I said, right now they're up 20-14 this half. And unfortunately, they had that rough first half where they just couldn't get off the field defensively, and quite frankly, their offense wasn't very. I think they only had 61 yards rushing at the half. So
they had just 91 total yards.
91 total yards, and they have easily shattered that thus far. So you have to be very impressed with Lucas's resolve, the way that they've played this second half. And I know you can listen, as a former coach, I have a lot of respect for what Lucas is doing, man. This second half was just all about the fact that you love being a Lucas Cub and you love playing with your friends and your teammates and people you've been with most of your life. That's what this second half was about.
Well, as you mentioned, Lucas, you go out and win the second half, and that's pretty impressive what the Cubs have been able to do. Unfortunately, the first half did not go your way. Kickoff by Aiden Culler will be fielded by, that was Malone, who took a knee and then spun the football like a top there.
That's right. Looked like he was walking the dog with a yo-yo there, man. Gotta love it.
Takes the knee with 42 seconds to play in the game, and Lucas again trailing Dalton 42-23. So Dalton will come out. They can put two knees down.
Yeah, get out of here.
Move on to a regional title. Next Saturday night.
Yeah, congratulate them. They played a nice game. Their first half was phenomenal. Great running game, consistent passing. They're a complete team. They're exactly what their stats would tell you.
Knee down by the quarterback Stutz, and Dalton will head toward the sideline.
Yep, that's going to be it.
And that will do it for the football game. Under 25 seconds to play as the knee is taken. Dalton starting to celebrate, heading to the far side of the field. The players will walk toward the big T here at Worcester Triway, and we'll shake hands with 14 seconds to play. They'll walk their way out. Lucas will end a great season with a record of 10-2. Dalton will improve to 11-2, and they'll move on to play for a regional title next Saturday night. Either Warren JFK or Norwalk St. Paul. Likely to be Warren JFK, who was leading pretty big in that game. And there's your final score as we've hit triple zeros. Final score tonight, the Division 7 regional semifinal goes to Dalton. The Dalton Bulldogs beat Lucas by a final score of 42-23. We'll step aside, come back, and wrap up our coverage here from Worcester. Final score again, it was Dalton ending Lucas's season. Final score, Dalton 42, Lucas 23. We'll wrap it up next. You're listening to High School Playoff Football on My 100.1.
If you've got a tree problem, you need Specialty Tree and Bucket Service. Spring is on the way. Beat the rush and get started today. Call 419-651-6233 or visit specialtytreeohio.com for a free estimate. When you're a local business owner, getting your business online can be a painful, expensive undertaking. But it doesn't have to be. With TMS Plus Digital Essentials, you'll get 6 essential services to launch your digital marketing, all for one low monthly price. Cut through the noise of today's digital world. No hype, just results. That's TMS Plus. Visit tmsplus.com now for your free digital snapshot and for a chance to win a free 5-page website.
Man, what should I listen to on the OH Report today? Dude, listen to the Friday Night Pigskin. You got highlights and scores from all around the area.
The OH Report podcast has more than just football.
No, listen to the Pigskin. The Pigskin.
Podcast.
Pigskin. Pigskin.
Podcast.
Pigskin. Why not
Podcast.
Pigskin?
Podcast.
Dude, clean your ears out, man.
Bro, there's so much space in here.
Oh my goodness, what a catch!
Back here in Worcester, where your final score, Dalton 42, Lucas 23. Dalton will play for a regional championship next Saturday evening, most likely against Warren JFK. So we await WMAN to come back. I want to thank our sponsors tonight: Arrow Accounting Company, Lucas Community Center, Ohio Valley Manufacturing, Pinhook Meats, Specialty Tree Services, TMS Plus, and Tritico Sign Company, and also the folks over at WMAN and iHeartRadio, Eric, Will, Aaron, Hines, thank them as well. But we'll send it right back over to them to begin to wrap things up, and then we'll be back with our player of the game.
Back here at Triway High School in Worcester, Aaron Hines, Eric Will, My 100.1, and the OH Report as we put a wrap, what looks to be, on high school football for the 2021 season, as Richland County Schools, not good news tonight here in the regional semifinals, as Lucas falls by a score of 42-23 to Dalton. Our postgame show brought to you by your friends at the Mansfield Richland County Public Library. 9 branches across Richland County, a very proud branch in Lucas, as the Cubs had an outstanding season. But it comes to an end tonight here to the Dalton Bulldogs in the regional semifinals. Again, check out your branch of the library online, all 9 branches, all the cool events at mrcpl.org. Let's recap the game, Eric. At the 5:10 mark of the opening quarter, Lucas used about 6 minutes off the clock. Half of the first quarter, got a 41-yard field goal by Aiden Cullen that I believe scraped the bar. I'm kidding, but it barely made it over the bar. It was good, and it made it 3-0 Lucas. At the 3:41 mark, this is where we were introduced to the really big stars for Dalton, as they scored twice in 4 plays in the first quarter to take a 14-3 lead after 1 quarter. At the 3:41 mark, a 61-yard touchdown pass. It went to Stutz, to Jaden Malone. Point after good, made it 7-3. And then at the 1:24 mark, a 54-yard run like a bolt of lightning. Jaden Schlaball, PAT good, 14-3 Dalton after 1 quarter. Second quarter, more Dalton again. It was Malone at the 3:10 mark on a 14-yard touchdown pass from the quarterback Stutz to Malone, 21-3 Dalton, and then Schlaball with 59 seconds to play until halftime had a 24-yard touchdown run, his second of the night, made it 28-3 Dalton. That was our halftime score. And in the third quarter, Dalton got rolling again as Schlaball at the 9:15 mark had a 24-yard touchdown run, tightrope down the sideline, got hit at the goal line, got in, point after good. That was his third score of the night, made it 35-3. Lucas at the 2:13 mark of the third quarter able to score a 3-yard touchdown run. This was Grant Barrett's first score of the night. Two-point conversion ran in by Corbin Toms, made it 35-11 Dalton. That was our score after 3. Fourth quarter, it took just 6 seconds into the fourth quarter, a 4-yard touchdown run by Tate Geyser. Previous to that was an incredible run on a jump cut that would have been the 4th score of the night for Schleybaugh that got called back, and it was a highlight reel play. But Geyser punched it in a couple plays later, 4 yards out, made it 42-11 Dalton. Lucas scores the last 2 scores of the game. At the 6:55 mark, it was a 2-yard touchdown run by senior Grant Barrett. His second score of the night made it 42-17. The 2-point conversion was no good. And with 47 seconds left in the game, it was a 4-yard touchdown run by senior Noah Langston. And the 2-point conversion there, no good, and it made it 42-23, our final score. Travis Berardi, OH Report's got some stats in front of us. You look at first downs, pretty close. Right. Dalton 17, Lucas 15. But not many times do the Lucas Cubs give up over 400 yards in a game.
400 yards on the, or 409 for the whole game, and 217 on the ground, which is abnormal because Lucas normally carries the day there. But Lucas did rebound in the second half, going into halftime with only 61 yards on the ground. Lucas finished up with 188 yards and had their 30 passing yards, so ended up with 218. And this game was not real competitive in the first half, really after Lucas's first drive and then the field goal. You were able to see, like you said, Aaron, you talked about Dalton's firepower, Schleybaugh, Malone, they were really, really good. Their 3 or 4 best players are really high-end athletes, and Lucas had a hard time matching up with those guys. And Lucas played opportunistic in the second half. Like I said, when you come out, what are you going to do if you're Coach Bill? You're going to talk to your kids about winning the second half. And you know what? Lucas did that. They won the second half. So they were able to outscore their opponent. Dalton here 20-14 in the second half. But the Dalton Bulldogs get credit for playing 4 quarters of good football. And they're going to move on. They're going to play JFK, and that's going to be a whale of a regional final.
I don't believe we got a final yet on that game, right? But it was a
it was starting to become a runaway.
35-7.
35-7. That's what I was ready to say. When I looked at it, it was as they would say, it was all over but the shout. So but JFK's been formidable. We've seen them, Aaron, a few times as well. So last year they played Lucas in the regional championship there. We covered that one over there in Warren, Ohio, which was awesome. So great season for the Cubs, though, right? 10-2, great year. Just had the one game where they had a hard time finding a COVID replaced game. But man, how cool is that to see this game play out the way that it did, where we got to see a high-level talent from Wayne County and, Lucas play a whale of a second half.
Yeah, absolutely. Final score again tonight, it was
stepping away
42,
from the WMAN crew.
And it was...
We're about ready to present you the player of the game for this evening. All right, back here. In our post game. And we're going to take a quick break and be back with our player of the game right here, live and free on the OH Report.
If you've got a tree problem, you need Specialty Tree and Bucket Service. Spring is on the way. Beat the rush and get started today. Call 419-651-6233 or visit specialtytreeohio.com for a free estimate.
Man, what should I listen to on the OH Report today? Dude, listen to the Friday Night Pigskin. You got highlights and scores from all around the area.
The OH Report podcast has more than just football.
No, listen to the pigskin. The pigskin.
Podcast.
Pigskin. Pigskin.
Podcast.
Pigskin.
Why
not
not
both? Pigskin.
Podcast.
Dude, clean your ears out, man.
Bro, there's so much space in here.
Time now for our Aero Accounting MVP, Jaden Schlabach. 16 carries, $195, 3 touchdowns. First of all, congratulations on the performance tonight. Just take me through that. It seemed like you found a hole and then you were off to the races.
I mean, it all starts with the O-line. You know, this is a physical team. Lucas, they're the 1 seed for a reason, and they just came out, set the tone, and I just ran hard and fast.
You guys took advantage of a couple, a turnover early on, set the pace. How important is it to get an early lead, especially against a Lucas team that likes to slow things down?
Yeah, it's huge because it makes them have to change their offense, so it's definitely huge.
And then defensively, you guys really played your game in that first half. They started scoring late, but you guys had it in hand. What was the defensive game plan coming into this?
Just play discipline, read your keys, stay at home, and be physical. It's like there's a physical team, so can't back down from them.
You guys, you're on to the regional championship game. You get another chance at JFK. Team knocked you off last year. They beat St. Paul 35-7, but what's it going to take to get to a state Final Four?
Just working all out through the week, listening to the game plan, listening to our coaches, working hard throughout the week to prepare for Saturday.
And lastly, if you want to look into the camera, a lot of people from Dalton watching tonight. You want to give a shout out to anybody? Go for it, man.
Shout out my mom. I wouldn't be here without you. I appreciate all you've done for me.
All right, Jaden, our Aero Accounting Company MVP. Congratulations. Hey, good luck next week. Go get them.
Thank you.
All right, that's going to wrap things up here from Worcester. I'd like to thank everybody for helping make this possible. Aaron Hines, Eric Will on the call. MAN crew, like to thank them for their help. Hayden Gray and Camden, our camera operators. Pinhook Meats, Ohio Valley Manufacturing, our scoreboard sponsor. Aero Accounting, our MVP sponsor. TMS Plus, our pregame, postgame, halftime sponsors. The Lucas Community Center, TMS Plus, and Specialty Tree Services, our commercial sponsors. Tritico Sign Company, our replay sponsor, and the Lucas Community Center as well. I want to thank everybody back at BS Media Productions, the OH Report, Brian Skoronsky, Jory Hollenbeck, Adam Thompson, and more. I want to thank the folks here at Worcester Triway for allowing us to bring this to you tonight. I want to thank the OHSA as well for taking that restriction of no live football away last year and keeping it this year. And most importantly, we want to thank you, the fans, for watching tonight. Another solid season by the Lucas Cubs. Another regional semifinal appearance. Something to hang your hat on and work for next year. As for Dalton moving on, chance to go to the Final Four and chance for some payback next week against JFK. But for now, I'm Travis Berardi saying so long from Worcester. Your final score one more time, 42-23 in favor of 4th seeded Dalton. So long, everybody.